dealing with people does absolutely suck sometimes, and
Yeah.
that's why we
Bloody
play
call
video
center work,
games
I get it.
sometimes. Because it's better to play games than it is to sit and think about the rest of the bullshit that actually matters. And to sit and think about the rest of the bullshit
That's a
that
little right.
actually matters.
Uh-oh. Hang on, there's
And
back
to
feeding
sit
here.
and
That's me.
think
That's
about
me.
the rest of the bullshit.
That's a little-
Oops. There we go.
Yeah, I muted mine like immediately.
Yeah, I forgot.
Whoopsies.
But no, so guys, yeah, we have a good show tonight. Welcome, come on in. We are going to have some fun tonight. We are opening up the gaming den. We are here with Faulkie, Josh, myself, and the Gaming Grindhouse is going to be here as well sometime tonight. He has not messaged me otherwise, so thrifty time on the downs, on the down slope of the work week. Yeah, down slope of the work week. That's nice. Hello, better here, Wolverine. Dude, we are going to get into Wolverine Outsider Gaming Night. This is such a good night. Faulkie,
Did they put out a new trailer with the release date? Because I didn't see a trailer anywhere.
I don't think they did. I didn't
they haven't.
see it.
Okay.
No.
Interesting.
I didn't. Now that you mention it, I
How
did
weird.
not.
I wouldn't have predicted that.
Hang on. Let me look at this. PlayStation, because we have the technology.
Yeah, I haven't seen a trailer. I've only seen like the screenshot with the release date.
That's all I saw. No
Odd.
other additional anything.
They're smart. They're smart. They are so smart, that marketing team.
Just
I think
they're
I think it's
operating
good
on
marketing, but I don't know if I agree with it. It's very clever.
fumes and pennies to get it out there. Just drop a little something on social media. It costs
Yeah.
them nothing to do it, and bang, the
Exactly.
whole world's talking about it.
yeah. For one
It's
reason or
insane
another.
how good they're good at it.
They're either talking about it because they're hyped for the game, or they're talking about it because it was really convenient that right after the confirmation of Blue Point Studios being shut down when with the PC Gamer
I do think
interview, like
That has to be tied in with Blue Point.
it has
There's
to be.
bad news, so they have to cancel it. So they like counteract their bad news with good news. So that it has to
Yeah,
be that.
it has to be. But like, they did a good job.
Yeah, well done. Well
Well,
played.
it was
Let's
them.
just put it out there though. There's no
Yeah.
no official confirmation publicly that Blue Point is closing down.
Yes, there is.
True. I was going to say, yeah. Oh, well,
Sony hasn't confirmed it.
Sony haven't said anything. We've just seen the leaked like Herman email.
Hang on. Following a recent business review, the decision has been made to close Blue. Hang
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
let's-
that's the email.
Yeah.
That's the email
Yeah,
that was internal.
A Sony representative told PC Gamer is what it says right here.
Yeah, but where's the official
Yeah.
statement?
Yeah, Sony haven't actually said anything.
See, I took this as confirmation because it says here's the words that were said. A Sony representative told
Yeah.
PC Gamer, not hey, there's a leaked email, not it's through the rumor mill. It is a Sony
no, I get it.
representative. Okay, like
But yeah, there's no like official. Sony hasn't tweeted out or made a statement about it officially.
Yeah.
And I doubt they will till March, because if it's happening in March, I doubt we'll find out till it's happening.
Damn,
Yeah,
I
a
would
week off.
not have covered this, just being dead honest. I would not have covered this if I would have known that the wording here was referring to leaked documents or leaked emails
Yeah.
as the thing
Like
that
Herman
told
sent-
PC
it's-
Gamer
well,
this.
that's the thing that happened with Xbox as well. Is like Phil's thing went around, and that's how the IGN got that, and we're going to release it. Where Phil said that he was leaving. It's the same thing, but Sony, unlike Xbox, didn't do anything.
Yeah. Well,
Because I don't think Sony are reactive in the same way that Xbox is.
yep. Sorry guys, we are going to shelf that topic. I
Yeah.
do
I don't.
not
I said
like
in the Discord on the
covering-
day that if it's true, we won't know till March anyway.
Yeah, and I thought that this was a different interview, like a confirmation style interview. So that's completely my fault then for not
It was
catching
probably the person they talked to was like, yes, this is an internal email that was sent. That's probably the confirmation they got.
that. Okay. Yep.
Which is why what the stuff that Seeds and a couple of others have put forth. It's like even I was saying the other week. it makes sense when you look at the timeline and how much money's
Yeah.
going down the pipeline. If they've got nothing to offer, why it's come to this point. However, they've had opportunities to avoid this, and they may still avoid it, but it's unlikely if a decision's been made and it's the end of next week when it's supposed to be put into force.
Yeah.
Like, there's an official statement needs to be made, but up until an official statement is made, they can change tact at any second. So
I hope they do change tact because I like Bluepoint, but like, yeah, nothing's official yet.
Okay,
the,
well,
chal-
It's
the
an
challenge.
internal thing.
I know Thrifty doesn't want to talk about it.
no,
but the
that's
challenge
fine.
is-
I'm okay with speculation. I literally presented this in the description, in the tag, in everything.
Yeah, no, it's not fact,
as a full fact thing. So I am now editing this because that bothers me. Y'all can continue to talk about this.
There's a few different options that they have, but their location causes an issue in being the only one that's in Texas. But the core that's there were keen on not doing remakes and doing their own thing, and then couldn't get a remake up to make it work, and then struggled with figuring out what they wanted to do. And what's happened with the last couple of closures is they keep all the good ones, fold them into XDev, to work on second party arrangements, but effectively half these people are going to get better than what they've currently got now if they get kept, and the ones that are no good are going to get left to continue on. But we're talking about is 40 or 50 people, and yeah, it's 40 or 50 people whose livelihoods are on the line here.
Sure.
In an area that is very competitive in seeking their talents, and is not cost effective for Sony to just hold on, or for PlayStation to hold on to them if they've got nothing to develop or produce, and then unlikely to have anything sellable for the next 4 or 5 or 6 years based on the projections. Now,
I think that had to be it, that they didn't have anything for
you
several
can't
years.
you can't sit around for 12 months. My timeline's slightly different to what Seeds and a few others have put in from my information, but if you got the live services effectively cancelled 18 months ago, and then 12 months ago you've got your original first party ideas are knocked on the head because it's just not meeting the level of requirement that Sony has internally with the production studios, which is normal. As Shuhei keeps saying, 8 out of 10 games get knocked on the head at the first playtest. Barely off storyboard for first vertical slice, they're knocked on the head. And that's all games. Live service, single player, doesn't matter what it is. 8 out of 10 are dead before they even make it into main production. So the 2 out of 10 that make to main production, they knock 70 or 80% of them on the head as well. I think it's like 1 in 20 actually make it to market coming out of PlayStation first-party studios because their bar is just that high. And obviously they adjust the bar different genres. But if they've not made the mark with the live service game, then they didn't make the mark on their own IP desire 12 months ago, they've had 12 months to come up with something.
Yeah.
We're going into March 2026. If you've got a staff of 40 or 50 in 12 months to do something, surely their creatives have got to come up with some suggestions, because it's not like they're sitting there doing nothing and then 3 months later they get to present. They'll have been having constant, if not monthly or fortnightly, weekly touch points about what do you got coming, And it's from studio level management through 3 levels internally at the US before it even gets up to regional and then up to Herman's level. It's 5 or 6 levels of production review in there.
In that email that is leaked, Herman does mention in December they had a meeting.
Yeah.
So December whether he talked to everyone or just talked to them, they had a meeting in December. So yeah, and like as you said, they've had 12 months, and like everyone likes to bring up like how fast they get these games done, and they had games done every 2 years. But I'm like, in 12 months they've had nothing.
Yeah, and it's not nothing that they've had nothing to work on because they haven't been able to come up with something. It's either the production hasn't given them something to work on. They've been a support studio for Sony Santa Monica. Sony Santa Monica's working on stuff, and Bluepoint aren't being a support studio because they missed the boat on that because they wanted to work on their own stuff. But if you're going to put pitch the whole camp in against one idea, and that idea doesn't get up, and you've got better part of 12 months to come up with something new, and you can't come up with something new,
Yeah, I don't
what
blame
other
them.
alternatives are there? So, and that's what I mean. It's unfortunate. It's not great. There's options available here, but you can't. It's throwing good money after bad if there's nothing in the
Yeah.
pipeline to even begin working on.
They
And
can't
fair
let them
enough.
sit there for 24 months doing nothing.
No,
Nothing.
so
in
they've either
quotes.
got to, and this is where Bend has got an advantage over Bluepoint at this point in time, is Bend is supporting another studio in game development. Media
Yeah.
Molecules supporting another studio in game development. Their games is going to get the bullet any day now. I'm sure of that.
You think so?
And Bluepoint is has got their warnings and to their credit, they've tried and not come up with anything. And it's always, we'd rather keep it going than not. But when they fold it up, when the official announcement comes through, if they do fold it up, 20 or 30 of those will end up in XDev, and the rest will be, here's some other areas you can go and apply for. Otherwise, see you later.
Do you think Fair Games is getting packed up?
I would not be surprised. Like a heap of contractors haven't been renewed. That's not secret knowledge. It's public knowledge. They've not got a directive lead on it at the moment. They're not recruiting for a directive lead on it. It feels like you're in caretaker mode to wind it down.
Hey guys, give me just a sec. Let's welcome in Jez. What's up, dude?
Yo, what's up?
What's
How you
up,
doing,
man?
guys?
How's it going, man? Ooh, what are you eating on? Sounds like you're eating on something good.
Eating carrots.
Hey, yo, eating
Is Jez
carrots.
really quiet, or is it just me?
What happened?
No, it's just you. He sounds good to me.
Okay, I'll figure that out.
Yeah, these are my Asteroid 50s. They better sound good.
Yeah, he is actually he is louder than everybody else on the pod.
Lower me. I'm always loud.
I'm gonna lower you down a bit. Yeah, I got you.
Need to get some of that compression technology on that mic.
That was loud. Okay, so Jez, we're talking about Bluepoint Studios, the potential closing of that. Sony's still not coming out and doing any kind of actual release or press release or anything saying that, hey, this is actually what's going on. Talking about that it's really a big possibility that it happens, but and then that led us into the Fair Games talk of, and then Faulkie mentioned that the story that broke earlier today or yesterday that they're not renewing contracts for Fair Games. Contractors are being basically told, hey, you don't need your work anymore. You can not come back and we're fine. And so that doesn't really bode well. And then you came in. So this is where we're at.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. That just shows I was listening.
Yeah.
But
we talked about that Bluepoint thing last week, man. That was just, that was upsetting. I was pissed off about that.
Yeah. What were you saying, Faulkie?
But it's not. I was gonna say, if you look at what's been announced this week in terms of studio closures and cutbacks and all the rest of it, it's a bloodbath. It's an absolute bloodbath globally. But I shouldn't say globally. The Western studios are getting bled.
Yeah.
Absolutely bled.
I was going to say, though, if Fair Games was going to go, in Haven, I would guess that would have been in that email with Bluepoint.
Well, that's the thing is that they would have been on the same tour, put it that way, in the December meetings, and pending whether they actually meet. This is the performance milestones that I've referenced a few times. If they had performance milestones to meet and they met them, they'll get a stay of execution till the next one when they fail it. But if they failed to meet it, then I would have expected something will happen in the March when they do the announcements.
So you think they passed the December and Bluepoint failed it?
Bluepoint had nothing to show.
Well, yeah, fair.
So, but nearly 12 months worth at that point of, well, the question is, what are you working on? What do you got to work on? And what do you got in the pipeline? And Bluepoint's response consistently is, oh, we've got this idea, but we're not sure. We got this, we're not sure. They'll pitch something in a storyboard and it's not quite meeting it. And if there's no morale and no drive for creativity in the studio, then you're half the battle's lost there. If you're just appeasing others as a creative, you're never going to get your ideas up, and people just don't want to be there. So, you need creative people to want to work, not force them to work. And
I think that's why Sony
Because I-
don't really dictate what they do.
to a large degree, they'll set
My
the
thing,
standards.
my
of what
thing,
they have
Faulkie,
to
is why did
achieve,
they
but-
buy them then?
Well, that
Why did they
that
buy
in and
them?
of it, that in of itself is an interesting one. Obviously, at that point in time, the consolidation wars were pretty heavily alight.
Yeah.
Whoever was leading M&A at Sony at the time got sold an absolute dummy. Because I wouldn't have picked Bluepoint, even as good as Demon's Souls was. It made more sense to keep them as a second party because you didn't have to take the risk of having a remake studio on deck, particularly when you've got Iron Galaxy and Nexus and others that are predominantly there to work for you. And they picked up.
Would they?
What was the other one they were looking at? They didn't buy Sumo, but they did a partnership arrangement with Sumo Digital or something like that. They had
for a Little Big Planet. Yeah.
so they had plenty of capacity there. It was just this fear around, we need to get the studio to do this and this to do that. And Bluepoint, it's the same. Bungie did the same thing, and Sony bought that one hook, line, and sinker. They've got no real idea forward other than we want to do something, we want someone else to pay for it. So the people who own the studio go, well, let's pitch it and see if Sony's interested in buying, and we'll make our money, and then it'll be their problem to deal with. Sound familiar? Like Bungie did the same thing.
I think the pressures. I think the pressures of the time made them just scoop up them in fear of Microsoft maybe taking away because Microsoft was just buying
more
everything.
Worried about Microsoft buying them.
Yeah, it could be that.
The chest thumping that was going on at that point in time, not just from Microsoft, but all the private equity firms we're going to buy it up and we're going to dominate the gaming industry and blah, blah, blah.
Tencent and Embracer, they were buying stuff too,
and honestly, a remake studio, it would be like prime cream of the crop, tip of the top for Tencent or any of them, really. Heck, any of them would love to have a remake studio on deck, especially when they were buying up these developers.
Because what's interesting is that I remember back when Microsoft was doing their whole partnerships in the launch of the Xbox One, and I remember I have the interview from Ryan McCaffrey with Phil when they're like, why don't you just go buy Titanfall, like just buy the studio, like Respawn, and he's like, and he said it's really it's just as good just to be partnering with them and getting the game and working with them. Like it will be as equal as if they were owned by us. Like he basically said, like the partnership is equivalent to them just being purchased by us at the time. And he was just like, I don't have to go buy them. Like we're just getting this stuff through our partnerships. Same thing with the Dead Rising. He didn't have to buy Capcom to get Dead Rising. Same thing with Crysis with Rise. They didn't have to buy Crysis to do it. And it's just so weird that we came full circle in 2020 and everybody had to buy everybody and didn't even know what they were going to do with them. They just wanted to buy them. Because a lot of these companies are just getting closed out. We're losing IP. Embracer did the same thing. They buy them without any intent. And we're sitting here going, oh, man, remake this. Oh, Bluepoint's going to be like their remake studio, like how Nixus is their PC porting studio. And they wound up like, oh, yeah, we're going to do God of War live service game. I'm like, all right, you want to do not remakes, but that's what you guys are picking? Like live service God of War? Like, did you see how Ascension did? Like, I don't know. Like, I really
picked that game.
Very.
Yeah, that's the challenge.
And maybe because they proposed it, like maybe Sony's like, we want service games from everybody. Give me your best, and they go, yeah, this will get approved.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You look at their performance. Our Demon's Souls, a lot of people were saying that for a PS5 launch title, that was arguably one of the best looking. It was really true to to how the original, a massive, ticked all the boxes for the upgrade. And they did that on the back of doing Shadow of the Colossus, and then they did that on the back of one of whatever it was. And their lead up to that point in doing remakes was showing advancement, and it was like, this is trending in the right direction. The problem was they weren't performing until Sony bought them. They didn't realize how poorly they were performing financially. And Shuhei had presided over two of those items, in that they were good remakes to have, but they didn't actually add anything like that. They didn't perform to the level they needed them to. So if you've got to fork out money to get something it appears on calculation to be cheaper to just own them and do it internally. That's fine, but you still have to have that scale up, scale down capability. And again, Sony and PlayStation are horrible at managing studios. Even more than 6, and they just tear their hair out trying to figure out how to do it, which has always been their problem. And they always do partnerships better, but it's just this. Their performance was showing that they were going the right direction. And as soon as they got their hands on them, it just all the air went out of them, and they just went bleh. We've not got the creativity and the motivation for that creativity that we had. We're sort of stale and stuck. We're not sure how to scale up or scale down or scale whichever direction, and then we can't hit the milestone performances. And working with PlayStation first party is dramatically different to working with PlayStation as a partner or a third party. And I think that when they pitched themselves to be purchased by Sony, that they've whoever got paid got paid well, but they didn't appreciate what they were going to walk into. And non-US owned companies, particularly Asian owned companies, are far more stringent and far more demanding than US owned companies, which would be a culture shock for a lot. And it's sad.
And the thing is like, what is Media Molecule working on? Like, what are they like? How are they just cruising by? Because Dreams, what did that add? I love Dreams, but like, that was a banger seller. Like, they didn't even update it for PS5 or port it to the PC. Like,
Dreams,
how are they
PS5
like?
and PC was a no-brainer. That they would have made absolutely.
I know, and VR, and for VR, I can't believe it.
Dreams would be perfect for VR. My understanding at the moment is that Media Molecule is supporting another studio.
Oh man!
And same with Bend. I was saying this just before you jumped on. Bend and Media Molecule are currently surviving because they're providing internal support to other internal studios. But like, when those games ship,
we know that Bend does help Naughty Dog. I'm saying, do you know who Media Molecule is supporting?
I believe they were providing some support to the remake, the God of War remakes, being done out of. I think that was being done out of Sony Santa Monica, but they also had a small team that help out with San Diego Studios who do MLB The Show.
God, what do they do for them?
Yep.
Sorry, that's the same damn game.
They're under.
They do the creator character.
Yeah, but they have to do it every year. So
that's true. I guess that is true. They do the creator character.
Coding. Oh, like everyone shits on MLB The Show, but what, FIFA makes bank, Madden makes bank.
Listen, it just needs a graphic update. It looks so bad to be in 2026 because it looks exactly like it did in 19.
Expanding San Diego. I don't think we've heard about them expanding San Diego, and I'm like, they have to work now on Switch and Xbox. And I assume PC as well. I think that game's on PC.
Oh, I'm aware.
But, like, I don't think that studio's gotten any bigger.
No, they haven't.
So
shouldn't say they haven't.
People to come in makes sense.
Who was the one that did Concrete Gene? They shut him down recently. When the guy that ran the studio left. Pixel Opus. The guy that left, when the guy that set it up and ran the studio retired and left, and the other guy went with him, they shut down Pixel Opus and everyone else went to San Diego Studios. They blended them in there. So, but again, it's like, why would you own studios? Why own a studio to be a support studio for another studio if you're not producing your own stuff? You might as well just shut the whole thing down, save some money, and just,
Sure.
Hang on, I have to reply to Hero real quick because he said. Thrifty, it doesn't just need a graphic update. Do you know how to make graphic updates? Do you think it's just I don't think it's just a press of a button. I don't think it's something you just go in and push a thing and it happens. I will say this though, in 6 years, if I hire a team of game developers to keep a series going, I've given them a brand new system to use, like in the PS5 and the PS5 Pro, and given them these tools, I do expect for the game to graphically improve as it keeps going because these are seasoned developers who kind of know
how. But how often does Madden look better?
Once again, I said it once and I'll say it again. I hold PlayStation to a higher standard than everybody else.
But I'm saying this doing the same thing as what Madden would do, or like NFL. Like I don't know. I'm just can't think of
Thrifty the
that's what I was thinking of.
Outsider Gaming Night said Thrifty the AAG Development Studios. Oh God, no, no.
Oh man, they're coming after you.
It happens. It's you won't hire a studio. You will use AI. I'm not in a fucking million years. Did y'all see the most recent?
All I'm saying is
Go ahead.
well, I'm gonna just say what's their the best thing about San Diego Studios that they took that MLB out of Game Pass after they put it in there. They took it out. I think that was that was funny. That was my highlight of their studio.
What about the fact that they helped David Jaffe make Drawn to Death?
Yeah, they did.
Like that was the best thing they ever did. Make him relevant a little longer.
Oh my God.
And
So-
people do not let him forget that either, do they?
Yeah.
I remember when I was on stage announcing that game.
Yeah.
Oh.
I
Drawn to
remember when he
Death.
was on
Everybody
stage
thought it was
announcing
Twisted
Twisted
Metal.
Metal.
Yeah,
he
they brought it on
announced
stage.
Twisted Metal in an ice cream truck at an E3. Yeah.
Yep, came out on stage. Yep.
And then he's done Drawn to Death, and that was at PlayStation Experience. They announced that one.
And what's crazy too is like they made the TV show Twisted Metal, and yeah, they just relaunched the old games, but no intention to do. Like I just feel like there's so much IP left on the table that I don't know who's sitting there going, shaking their head, going, "No, we're not doing that. We're not going to remake that." Like I don't understand. But for all the like a lot of the companies, like both Sony and Microsoft, like sitting there and they're just like, "Nah, not that IP. Nah, not that one." And it's just like. Stop doing like nobody wants a new car combat game. There's nothing like it right now, and why didn't you I don't know, take a shot.
Well, they tried.
No.
The people who were doing what was the name of that game? Destruction All Stars.
Oh, that horrible service game.
They-
Oh man.
Yeah, they were supposedly working on Twisted
Twisted
Metal,
Metal,
and they
yeah.
got moved to Sea of Thieves.
Yep.
Oh
And
damn.
look, this is the one of the nuances of the conversation, which a lot of people don't like in social media land, don't like it because it means that they have to critically think for 5 seconds. If we get an idea and we hear about something that never made it to market, and they go, like this one is to make of whatever. Oh, that is brilliant. They should have done that. Why didn't they let them do it? It's like, there's a reason why it got knocked on the head, because it obviously wasn't good enough to make it. And then you get games that come out
coming
like
together or something.
it wasn't going to work, and they weren't going to throw money at it and not get a return on it. And fair enough if people want to complain about it being financially driven. Like, try making a game without money and see how you go. But the ones that do get to market, and which like, holy shit, look at how good this is, and look at how good that is, and this is amazing, and that's amazing. Everything's brilliant here, and it's such high level everything. It's like, if that's the standard, and these other games didn't make that standard, is the market really going to accept another Days Gone launch disaster? Or are they going to have another one of these Drawn to Death? Like, we crucify them for not putting something out there. Imagine what would happen if they actually put something out there and it wasn't even close to the standard that's expected. They get absolutely destroyed for it. But I would rather they produce something that's good, that's like really, really good to the standard we expect, rather than them just shipping us garbage. Because look what the other platform owners have done, where they've just shipped us garbage.
I agree.
Yeah.
You get a Redfall
But then you look at the garbage. How did the garbage get through then? If they're so everybody's so critical, because it's not like
Exactly.
everything comes out as like diamonds.
Yeah.
How does Redfall
So it's
happen?
like
Concord.
Yeah, exactly. Well, how did these things happen? Concord and things like that. Well, Concord was bad marketing and bad stuff. Like the gameplay was there and it did look good, but it was just the design and marketing and nobody, and I don't know how that got through. I don't know how they said that there's something new in it. There was nothing new in it. It just was like par for the course, and we're not good.
But they learned their lesson, because all their live service ones that are going to make it since then, they've taken them out to beta testing and tested the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Hoping
And
I
the
get
thing
a
is
code
too
for
is
that
like
bloody
I
Horizon
don't
game.
understand too. Like there's different tiers of pricing too. Like not everything has to be the $80, $70 game. Like they could make like a they have the $40 games like Marathon and stuff. Like I'm
I
sure
think Sony's
Marathon.
been pretty good this
you know?
gen with exploring the pricing. I think they've been really
Yeah,
good with that.
that $80 stuff died real quick, right? I thought we were gonna see all
Yeah.
$80 games this year.
I'll say this. Speaking
Yeah,
of
I-
pricing,
Resident Evil not $80.
I did not realize, and truth be told, I had no
Nintendo,
idea.
their stupid crap.
I did not realize that Marvel fighting tokens or token fighting
Yeah,
souls.
what the hell was that about?
I did not realize that was actually a paid game. I thought it was a free to play. I played the beta thinking, oh, this is going to be a really cool free to play fighter.
Oh
I can
no!
see how they're
I
going to
thought it was
set
gonna
it
be at
up.
least
Why would-
40.
Yeah, why
was gonna be at least 40. I didn't think it
That's
was
what I don't
free.
understand.
I
'Cause
really
that's a
thought it was
Marvel
free.
Sony game.
Yeah,
But
no
it's a-
way. I thought that was gonna be at least 40.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. Dude,
Cheap ass.
Hero, I don't know. I thought it was going to be a free-to-play title. I played the beta. I was like, oh, that's really cool. It's a fighting game. I suck at them still, but I love the way everything feels, and it looked good. But, like, listen, I have no idea. I thought that the live service, arcadey style, where you're going to be going up against a ton of people, that just screams to me in my head, oh, this is a live service. You're going to be able to buy more characters, do so. I don't know. But I saw
Will
that it
their
was
fight
fucking...
stick be out by the time it comes out?
The fight stick should be.
Yeah,
If not,
yeah.
that's a major
Will
miss.
I see. I think they
And
need
it has
to
like
line
a
up.
campaign too. It has like a story mode
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah, apparently.
Well, in the state of play, they showed the 5. They announced one of the 5 teams assembled or something like that. So
Yeah, the X-Men one. Yeah.
there'll be Avengers, there'll be X-Men, there'll be blah 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 blah. But they're saying launch with 20 or 30 something characters, and then more characters
they said
added, and
20.
then all the rest of it. And it's gonna have some pretty decent legs on it. But again, they're beta testing the shit out of that. to
That
get
game's ready
get
though.
it
That
up
beta
running.
was smooth.
Oh, it's good to go. But again, like we had the Wolverine announcement this week. Just bang,
Yeah, that's
here's the
crazy.
date,
Yeah,
and
out of
wow,
nowhere.
it's covers
Nice.
everything. And I didn't realize that they'd announced the token Marvel Fighters date as well.
Yeah, the
That
state
was
of
in the
play
state
they
of
announced
play.
it.
State of play.
Yeah.
I'd completely forgotten about that. I was like, okay, so we know what was happening up until the end of this year in terms of games being announced that were coming, and it's like, oh, there's a decent slate happening. And then it's like,
What
all right,
games-
well,
Do we have anything for next year? Like we've got God of War that's announced, like the remake thing, but that could be the year after even. Like I think after Wolverine we have nothing.
nothing yet.
Like I can't name any
Yeah.
AAA that's gonna be after that.
Well, it's going to
It'll
be probably in
Oh,
Galactic.
Intergalactic. Yeah, forgot
Yeah.
about
It'll have
and-
to be Intergalactic or whatever Sony Santa Monica's working on, because
Yeah.
none of the others have got anything even close to ready.
that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And again, this year we'll have had 3 or 4 first and second parties, and next year we might have 1. Who knows?
Unless Insomniac cooks up something crazy like Wolverine, but DLC
No,
or
I
something.
don't. I think that Wolverine. I think the Venom DLC is scrapped, and I think Wolverine won't have anything for a couple of years. But who
yeah,
knows?
admittedly it's old information, but the Venom DLC got canned as DLC and was being pumped up into a new game. Like
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
Like,
Like, I think that's scrapped though after because we have heard nothing about it, and like we got Wolverine coming out, but I think they would have had him between 2 and Wolverine essentially.
Don't tease me,
I would've
Hero.
thought so.
Don't tease
Unless
me.
they tease Venom inside Wolverine.
Yeah. No, Hero
No,
just
that'd
said,
be
what if the
crazy.
Great Web wasn't actually canceled? Don't fucking tease me. I was more hyped for the Spider-Man multiplayer than I think I have been for any other multiplayer. I would have
That would look cool.
loved
Man. I will love
to
that.
play that shit. Like,
I would
different
love that.
factions.
For at least for
Now,
the weekend.
Here's what's really cool. So, follow me down the rabbit hole. Thank you, Hero, for this. Follow me down this rabbit hole. So, Wolverine, right? Cool. In the Spider-Man TV series and in the comics, there was a storyline where Wolverine, Spider-Man, and the Fantastic Four all got together. And they had this big, huge fight. They had to go see Madam Web. She took them through the Spider-Verse to different points in it. And they had to, go get the MacGuffin and go solve the problem and all that shit. But having all of them team up right now, and Jez, you hit on it. What if they take these universes and work on some sort of merging of the two?
I think that's happening.
You want to see me scream like a little girl at a concert? I would do it. I would act like I was at a Taylor Swift concert and I was 13 years old. Like, it would
Oh,
I think
man.
there will be
over.
hints in Wolverine that it's in the same world as Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man, yeah, I think so.
Like,
Yeah.
we already know that the leak really
the
screwed
Marvel
up.
Games universe, I think it will be the thing.
Well,
Because then
and-
X-Men will be coming too. They'll be doing some X-Men.
Supposedly,
That's
yeah.
old,
yeah, let's go. Like, if there's one studio that could do any freaking superhero action game, period, end of story, it's gonna be them, and it's going to be shit. They
I don't
laid
know
up
what you're after.
they laid up a stinker. No, the people who did Batman. Who the fuck did Batman? Rocksteady?
Rocksteady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I know they laid up a couple stinkers, but those guys have pedigree in that space. Just because they chose the wrong like style of game,
I stand by Suicide Squad is good.
I know you do.
I stand by that.
I know. So there's certain things that we just can't help in people, and that's one for you.
I
And
know.
it's just it is. It's like Hero being on my being riding my ass tonight about this about my takes. But hey, like he said, we're all friends here. No, this game looks great. Wolverine, setting it up, launching it, putting out just hey, boop, here it is. Here's the date. No muss, no fuss.
Since it's in September, I'm guessing they're all preparing for GTA to be this year.
Yeah, of course.
They're sticking to that. Like, that's pretty much guaranteed now.
Hey,
I wouldn't say
That's
guaranteed.
a perfect release
but
date.
It's the November. November is the window,
bullshit.
and it will probably roll some heads if it shifts. I think
Yeah,
they're
and
at
I
the point
think-
now where it'll ship. If it's got any minor issues or any issues, they'll just suck it up and see. But
Now it's
I
March
think
of
gotta
next
Online
year.
doesn't ship day one.
And
so
I think
they
Call of
wait for
Duty
that.
goes out in October.
Yeah, I think Call of Duty even runs. I would say delays till next year.
I think we're
Nah,
gonna
I think
get
they
bigger.
got to get that money
That's a
back.
crazy idea. I only had
Yeah.
that idea just now, though.
They got to get that. Yeah, they got to get that money back.
That's an
They're gonna-
intrusive
they're gonna-
thought,
I think
Josh.
it goes out
Yeah,
like
I
end
know.
of October. Is like they're not going to release it in November. They'll release it end of October.
I think they run to next year. But that's
GTA
just-
is getting
that was something I
one
just
more
thought of.
delay.
Next year, they may skip.
GTA gets
No.
one more delay until March of next year. I
No.
no,
just
no. If GTA gets delayed again, that'll be 4 years in a row.
Yeah.
yeah.
That Take-Two has run at an earnings per share loss for its shareholders, and they will sack Zaus. He will be out the door. There's no way they're gonna take that again. They've burnt every piece of goodwill they've got. If they delay it again, it'll tank the sales. It wouldn't
heads
matter
will
how
roll.
good it was when it comes out.
I do think online is not coming out until maybe a month later. I think they hold off on online
Yep.
because
So
I don't think that's
that
going to
would
be
make
ready.
sense. But then, the longer they delay it, there's no need to delay it longer. Is probably a better way of putting it. Beyond that November window, because then you don't get the launch excitement in and around between Black Friday and Christmas.
Yeah.
Because that's where it's landing, almost
Yeah.
dead in the middle of Black Friday and Christmas. So you get the the pre-order console sales and all that sort of stuff will
I'm just
blast
saying, I
out
feel
October,
it.
November, and then you'll have this push.
Yeah, I think with everything landing around it, and I think they would have delayed it by now if it was going to delay.
The March delay, the delay from, was it March to
It was
November
May.
or May to November, whatever it was?
Yeah,
May to
May to
November.
November.
Coincides with the PSSR 2.0 updates and the AMD updates being pushed out
Okay.
to only land in sort of April, May anyway. Then they'll have some bug fixing to do there. But the driver for the uptake at that point of the year is just in the markets that it'll do well in. It's not the sensible point to do it. They shouldn't have. When they delayed it the first time by 6 months, they should have just said, yeah, it's going out for 12 months.
It's just one of those things I've had a bad feeling about for a long time. It feels, when they first released the trailers, I was like, this game looks too good to be true. This game looks way too good to be this generation. And then the delays happen. Then more delays happen.
Oh, it's going to be on next gen as well.
Then another delay
guarantee
happened,
it.
and I was like, okay, now this is starting to get kind of fishy and shady to me. Like, why are we giving announcements for months and then delaying by 6 months and then delaying again another? It just the whole thing just stinks.
It more annoys me the shuffling of the industry that goes on around GTA. Like, that frustrates me. And I get why they do it, because I don't want to be near it,
too.
but it's just annoying.
I mean, when it does
I wonder who's
going to
be brave enough to launch near it.
No one. God.
No, there's going to be somebody. There's going to be somebody that does it.
But no
There
one
was
should.
Remedy the last time, remember? Oh, no,
Yeah.
Remedy was Red Dead, but they launched Alan Wake the same day as they're dead.
Yeah. There will be someone stupid
gonna-
enough. I don't know who it is, though.
Yeah, there's going to be somebody stupid enough to do it.
Probably WB.
PlayStation.
on the
PlayStation will.
Yeah.
They've got
On
something
the,
happening in October.
True.
They got a second party one launching in October. This is
Is
it. This is
Control
crazy
2 coming out October? They announced the date.
Control 2. You got Wolverine in September. They've got a major second party one slated for October, and then they've got GTA 6 in November.
You think October's too close?
Well, if you, my thought has always been if you're 4 weeks before or you're 6 weeks after, you're gonna unless you're a completely different game, and you're basically the only way to do that is get away with being a bottom end AA or an indie game, something like Silk Song, for example, that's got a cult following that's going to go gangbusters anyway. You're gonna get crowded out, not because everyone is going to buy GTA 6, just because there's not going to be that breathing space online to do any marketing.
You see,
Just to
Wolverine comes
clarify-
out like a week before Phantom Blade, right?
A week after,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
Control does not have a release
that'll
date,
be
just
what it is.
2026.
Phantom Blade will get shifted out a month.
You think they'll do another
I
delay?
reckon it will. No, they
It
won't.
wouldn't blow my mind if
They
they
should.
moved.
I think so. They're too. I think they're too. It's too similar. I wouldn't put them
Do
near
they
each
go
other.
all the way to next year just to get away from GTA, though? Do they delay till next year?
I don't think they.
I
can
think
afford it.
Phantom Blade in October will be good. I think that would be decent, like in the middle of October.
Yep, because you're on straight up. So Wolverine's not going to be an 80-hour experience.
No.
No, Wolverine. I think
No,
Wolverine
I
in
think-
September is nice because Spider-Man was like September. That's kind of like their month.
Yeah.
So I will do like November. It'll be Wolverine, and then I think Phantom Blade gets pushed out a few weeks for October because I can't see them being a week apart from each other. You can't have slashes like that. I wouldn't do that.
Sony's got the marketing. It's a PlayStation,
Yeah.
de facto PlayStation exclusive. But
Moving
Sony's
out a
got
few weeks would be fine.
marketing, and you don't want to have it competing with a first-party title. So, you do the run-up, Wolverine launches, and then you get a week tailing off on how great the launch was, and then you flip over into Phantom Blade Zero. Here's a totally different game, bang, October, flip into GTA, totally different game, bang, November. And
Yep.
then you get Christmas, and you're like, hey, look at all this new stuff that you...
Yeah, and you're constantly selling PS5 Pros for Wolverine. Phantom Blade may not be so much, and then you just sell crazy on GTA. So we'll go 1-2 punch.
Control, what is it, the sequel, is set for 2026, so they
Oh,
might
so it's
be
next
stupid
year.
enough to go next to GTA.
Okay.
I
It's-
think that that's
yeah.
stupid.
But
It's
like,
gonna be
there's a-
Call of Duty. Microsoft's gonna do it.
You think?
Well, Microsoft put Fable
That-
near it. Oh my god,
I would pay
Fable
to
at
watch
the end of
I would pay to
I'm telling
watch
somebody's gonna
Call
be
of Duty
stupid
and
enough to
GTA.
do it.
Yeah.
Call of Duty or Fable. Watch Fable goes. I think Fable will be
Oh
like
my God.
December. I think Fable's gonna be like December.
Is Halo going to be in November to coincide with
Oh, shit.
the anniversary?
It can't be. Then it'll be right next to GTA.
Doesn't
Yeah. But I mean, like, the anniversary is in November.
It's November 13th. That's the 25th
Yeah.
anniversary. It's right around GTA.
Yeah,
launch.
so I would think you put Halo near that anniversary somewhere, but that's a mistake waiting to happen.
we also have Gears of War coming
Yeah.
this year too? E-Day.
Yeah, right.
Whenever.
When are they releasing this
supposedly?
stuff?
Supposedly.
I'm telling you, the way Microsoft is, it's going to be Halo on Monday, Gears on Wednesday, Fable on Friday in 1 week.
Yeah. Yep.
That's the way all Game Pass value.
All Shadow
Fable,
Drop.
I think, could be
All
like
Shadow Drop,
September.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Fable could be September. I think that's about where I'd put it.
Dude, that don't look like a September game.
That's what I was
Fable's going to be
thinking.
like December 31st.
Yeah. But,
It's going to have Janky Jones dates.
Yeah. I think putting Halo near the anniversary makes sense, but it's a mistake because of GTA.
Exactly, but it is a remake, and it's not really.
Yeah.
It's
not the
not
same
really
thing.
a new Halo game.
And,
So I think they can drop
unfortunately,
it.
I'm going to play both, so that's my problem.
Yeah, I want to play both as long as Halo don't stutter.
I don't think I
With
care.
the
You know
Unreal
what?
5.
Playing Halo
what?
on PlayStation.
I wish it
is
had
gonna be crazy.
multiplayer though. I wish it had multiplayer.
You know what would be a crazy thing to consider, and I don't know if you could get away with it, but you know how they have new blockbuster movies launching on Boxing Day in cinemas, or they
Yeah.
used to.
Yeah.
Imagine if something like Forza Horizon was launching on Boxing Day, or
That would be
you had
cool.
a pretty decent game launching on Boxing Day. Everybody's got all this stuff for Christmas, and they've got all this, that, and everything else, and then they got vouchers and they're ready to spend them, and bang. Oh, by the way, here's
I think
something
that's a
that's a
great
whole
idea.
bit of fun to just have a lazy day mucking around with. See how you go.
What is
Yeah, I think that's a
Boxing
great
Day?
idea.
They said
Well,
Fable was autumn.
That's an English thing. It's the day after Christmas.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I was like, what
Yes,
the heck
it's an
is like
English thing.
Boxing Day,
Yeah.
and why would you release it on the
Yeah.
same day as a boxing match? That makes no sense.
No. Well, there's also a huge cricket game that happens on that day as well. So
Got it.
like, there's a lot of
Oh,
shit
man.
that starts on Boxing Day. It's very like Australia focused though, but it's an English holiday.
Boxing
And
Day.
then, when's Unboxing Day?
Yeah.
Boxing Day, well,
That's the day after Boxing Day. Is Unboxing Day.
You have Christmas Eve, and then you have
Yeah.
Christmas Day, and then you have Boxing Day, and then basically the party carries on all the way through to New Year.
I thought that was a Canadian. I thought Canada
No,
does
it's
Boxing
no,
Day.
it's a British thing. It's a British thing.
Which would make sense.
Well,
Boxing
doesn't
Day.
Canada
part-
doesn't Canada
Yeah.
do it?
Canada probably do because they're part of the Commonwealth.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Canada does do it.
Colonized.
Yeah.
Yeah, the colonies, the colonized
Yeah.
ones.
Here at the
Gotcha.
Gaming Den, we're going to pull down our world map, and we're going to start
Yeah, I
doing
need
some
Yo,
geographical
Thrifty,
history lessons
we
up
need,
in this
We need a
bitch.
freaking common San Diego map.
We explain the Commonwealth to you.
The holy
50 nations.
Used to include
Does
India,
this
but not
Commonwealth
anymore.
make
Yeah.
games?
Does the Commonwealth...
They could. Well,
The-
Australia do pay for games to be made, so maybe.
and who keeps tabs on Canada from Britain? Make sure that they're celebrating the right holiday. I'm confused.
Why do Canadians speak French but are ruled by the king? How weird.
I know Montreal. That's like that's France. That basically
Yeah.
that's like angry France.
Hang on, guys. Hang on.
We lost him.
How old is every... no, fuck, it doesn't matter. Listen to this. This is how I learned where shit was in the world when I was a kid, alright?
Yeah,
Listen to
play
this
that
shit.
electronics.
Is it going to be the wacko
And
you
now,
want?
the
want to
nations
Was it
of the
Flight
world,
Simulator?
Brought to you by Yakko Warner.
I'm gonna get copywritten for this. I don't give a
United States,
shit.
Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica,
can't hear
Peru.
it.
Oh, you can't see it. Oh, Jen showed me something. Hang on, watch this.
Colombia, Venezuela, Honduras,
Oh,
Guyana,
stop. My
and
son just showed me this today,
Guatemala,
Thrifty.
Bolivia,
Stop it.
Argentina, and Ecuador, Chile, Brazil,
The Animaniacs.
There,
Costa Rica,
Oh
y'all
my
can see
God.
that shit now.
Yo, he was singing that song today, dude.
I love the Animaniacs.
He was
I love
playing that at dinner today about what.
Norway and Sweden and Iceland and
So,
Finland and
so what
Germany
we
and
were
the
talking
Hungary,
about, guys,
Switzerland.
was this
Yes.
shit over
Yeah.
here.
Wait, is this guy pointing to all the places that Phil Spencer's been?
The Yakko Warner thing. Yep.
He's like, there's Phil,
Hang on.
there's Phil. He's like, Phil's over here. He did an interview over here.
Ireland, Russia, Oman.
Is this Phil's agent, like his travel agent?
This is.
There's Syria, Lebanon, Israel, Jordan,
He's like, yep, there's Phil, there's Phil, there's Phil, there's Phil.
the Netherlands, Luxembourg,
No
Belgium,
games,
and
but he's
Portugal,
visiting all these
France,
countries.
Spain.
Bikes everywhere.
Look at us
That's
hanging
it.
out at the bottom there.
Yeah.
There it is. Man, Phil's
Hey,
been all over the
looky,
place.
there they go. Okay.
We never made it down here.
Shit. Okay, that's funny. That just reminded me of that when we started talking. That was great. Hey, D487 with the $10. Hey, popping from Thrash's broadcast fashionably late. Dude, I finally got to catch some of his show live for the first time in I don't know how long. His new music, I don't know how new it is, but his new music, man, was fire. Fire. Some of the bars and disses they were doing in there was absolutely nuts.
Yeah, him and Sick do them, man. Sick,
Dude.
yeah, they produce them. They're good.
There was one line that was I'm gonna fuck it up. I caught it in the moment, but basically just the way they flipped the wordplay on it was so good. And I'm a huge fan of rap and actual lyricism. So, like, it was awesome to hear all that. Okay, so let's move on from this topic because there is some other bullshit that happened this week. So that was the first line of bullshit.
There's a lot.
The second line, by the way, guys, we've been here almost an hour. Hit that like button if you have not already. Share this out.
Hit 'em all.
Bring some other people in here. We are going to have a great night tonight. We got Josh for about another 30 minutes, and then he's going to step out for a few. And
I'll be back.
So we got some stuff. Like there's recap. Y'all have heard it on every podcast you've seen. It's been all over the world. It happened after my show last week, so I kind of got screwed on catching like the big wave of it. But Phil's out, Sarah's out, Booty got promoted, and Asha is now the head of Xbox. She is a AI
Good for her.
CEO that got transferred over into this role, and now that all that is settled, well, they done an interview. And they talked about the
with
future of Xbox. We're not going to discuss that. They did an interview with the and some of the things that were said, I kind of want to discuss. I want to discuss what it means that they're not enforcing the use of AI. Because, woohoo, that's actually really good. But why are you not? Like, y'all have invested so much fucking money in it. Why would you not try to get some of the AI shoved in there? Also, they said the dumbest statement I've ever heard, that the plan is the plan until it's not the plan. That doesn't explain a damn thing, but what it does do...
No, but it's very common.
Oh, man.
But what it does do is gives people the ability to latch on and speculate and come back to the fold. And, you know, Josh pointed out in the Discord earlier that Major Nelson seems to be riding the coattails of this lady.
I know, right?
And, like, he pointed that out. I went and checked out his ex, and I was like, holy crap. It's Asha this and Asha that.
Yeah, but he said, did you follow down? He said that he's part of the alumni board that they just have access to the campus. So like he just went there.
Had a meeting with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I think he's going back there. He's just lost his other job. I think he's on his way back.
Josh thinks he's going back to Xbox.
Dude,
but
if they give him back there, dude, they're gonna give Major Nelson a friggin' GoPro and tell him like to entertain himself. He's not getting no studio.
No. I think he's going to go back and he's going to have something to do with communications, and it's going to be. I think that's a mistake waiting to happen.
So,
but what do they need to? It's perfect. It's a perfect scheme.
You're
Think of it that way.
stuttering, Faulkie.
It is a scheme, dude. It is.
Yes.
Yo, it's a whole friggin' ruse.
Yeah.
I can't believe we're seeing this in real time, that these are real humans and not actors. I cannot believe this thing's a whole friggin' ruse. Like, you're telling me, first off, before we even talk about Ashinator, let me tell you something.
Ashinator.
How the hell
Hit
did
the like
Bootleg
button.
Jez and nobody
I know, right?
interview Phil Spencer at his goodbye meeting, but they interviewed Asha and asshole Booty? Where's Phil? Nobody wants to talk to him anymore.
Phil is on the
guy
streets.
didn't shut his fucking mouth for 20 years, and he's leaving, and nobody wants to talk to him anymore. No, but Phil was on. He was saying goodbye. Wait, like how? I'm just sitting here going, wait. They talked to Asha and Booty. Nobody said Phil. Nobody cares what he has to say anymore. Like he's done.
Bye-bye.
Bootleg Jez didn't interview Phil. Like I'm like, what the hell? Nobody had a goodbye, dude. He didn't have a goodbye interview.
Phil needs
Like,
a finale.
hey, he has no finale, dude. He's done.
He's gone.
Dude,
He's done. Bye-bye.
they spit Phil out like he was trash.
Did they make him
They
cook?
knife people so fast.
No, dude, it was dry as hell, man. They made him stand in the middle of that building. Everybody like just watched him, and he
I saw
introduced
that video,
Asha. And there was no interview with Phil Spencer after that meeting. Like everybody just has this Bootleg Jez, which I'm sure they set Booty and Asha in a room, and they let all the media just ask them a couple of questions, or Jez ask them a couple of questions.
I'm
Because
dead
his
sure
ass
it
is
was
not
Jez.
in. Who?
Because he's a mouthpiece. I'm dead sure it's just Jez.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, you're right. I'm sure. Yeah, because he says at the bottom, he's like, "I wish I would have asked more questions." I'm like, "Oh, bitch,
he
what do you
doesn't
mean you
do
want to ask more?"
anything.
You know,
never
just
asks
Asking
questions.
Journalist, he would have asked more questions.
Yeah. She makes a statement like halfway through, and there's no follow-up to it, even though it makes no sense.
Well,
I can't
it's
remember
a
how the thing
bullshit,
was. It's
dude.
like, what?
Listen, this is the thing. like I'm gonna tell you right now, and you're gonna get a preview of what I'm gonna be going in the grindhouse. Asha doesn't know. That's the title of the next show that you're gonna see from me is Asha don't know. Listen, they basically, you could do the same thing, everybody. You could be bootleg Jez. Go to your parents. I want everybody to go to your parents and ask them about Xbox and say, what would you do to save Xbox? And your mom would be like, I don't know, but mom, they took away exclusives, and then they're gonna put, well, maybe we take exclusives back. Maybe, yeah, mom, like ask your parents about how they would save Xbox, because that's the same equivalent of knowledge. Your parents probably have more knowledge.
Sashi's response to me like, "Is that a Nintendo?"
Yeah, they're like, who's the Xbox? Is that the thing? That's exactly. They're asking somebody who has no goddamn clue what the hell they're talking about. So it's like, Asha, you know what? Why don't you take away exclusives? Oh, we'll look at that. I guess. Yeah, that's. We'll find out why things are. I don't. Like, she has no friggin' clue. She has no clue. And that's the thing, she's getting asked questions, or the media is trying to groom her into like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna take away, bring back exclusives? Are you gonna do this? And she's like, I don't know. Is that what you guys want? Maybe. I don't know. Like, I haven't seen why we do what we do. I have no, maybe why. Like, please.
Did you see that her and Phil were both playing co-op in Call of Duty at the same time?
It is, man, I'm telling you, she has no friggin' clue. And they're asking her how she changed. I did the Phil interview. When Phil got interviewed, he had some clout. He knew the devs. He knew the inside. He was there. He went to Windows Studios. He went to so when he's like, I'm going to fix this. I'm going to take Connect out. I'm going to do this. You understood, like, he had some clout and he had some understanding of what needed to be done. Now he's there. Asha doesn't know what Asha doesn't know. She don't know anything. So when you're asking her, what are you going to do? She's making broad-ass statements, bring Xbox back. I'm like, but what? Like, bring what? DirectX? You mean DirectX and PC? Is that Xbox? I have no clue what she means. And she has no details as to what bringing back Xbox is. She's like, games. Well, you have games, so what is it then?
No. Here's what she said. Here's her response in quotes. Hang on.
Asha doesn't know.
Hang on.
That's the answer.
In quotes. For me, the spirit of Return to Xbox is about returning to the spirit that the team was founded upon, or was founded on. Sorry, Sharma explains. It's that spirit of surprise. It's the spirit of building something nobody else was willing to try. I've heard renegade, rebellion, and fun. That's what I was thinking about when I wrote that. Okay.
It's basically the PC console, dude. It's the PC console. That's exactly what you're talking about.
Rebellion.
She's not talking about the console.
Fun.
They're not creative enough for that.
No, she's not going. Like, how do you read that and knowing? It's Magnus.
Yeah, and they don't have the ability.
I think they can Magnus, personally.
To be that.
No,
let me not phrase that.
Listen, it's the PC. They are taking features away of the console. They took away groups. They're taking everything away. They just did an update now, 1440p cloud. They're not evolving the Xbox dashboard to prep for anything. They're not doing any kind of backwards compatibility prep. There's no prep here. All they're doing is doing Play Anywhere, and they're evolving the Xbox full screen experience. That's what the next Xbox is. It's basically a PC. That's what she's talking about. It's different. It's Renegade. It's bringing Xbox back because it's basically Xbox came from PC, so they're going back to PC. That's probably what she means. You got to remember to play on words. Same thing with Booty Cheeks, with his quote, where he said, well, we don't look at ourselves as a third-party publisher. We're a first-party. He's not talking about exclusives. Dopey Bastard's talking about cross saves and cross stuff. Like, that's what he's talking about. Like, we make games that work across our ecosystem with cross saves and stuff. He's not talking about that they're not a third party publisher, because he's referring to how they're going to benefit their ecosystem. The same quotes that he had when they did the Just 4 games. He was hyping up cross saves and cross progression, and that your game goes with you. That's why when he says they think about first-party studios, or he's just dumb, because basically you are a third party because you're making games for PlayStation at the same time of your other ones. So you are a third-party publisher. I don't care what you think your studios are built for,
right?
Because if they were first-party, they were making games for the hardware that you're selling, which is an Xbox console. They're not doing that. They never did. So explain to me how you don't see yourself as a publisher. You
I
are.
Bring Xbox back shirt.
it's the same thing that people say, like that whole they're not a third party. Like I can't even in good conscience say that PlayStation isn't a third party publisher because they are. They have games that go to Switch, they have games that go to Xbox, they have games that go to PC. Like that does make them, now not all their studios, but like
Sure.
if you produce
They
one
put out
third-party
games on
game,
multiple
guess
things,
what?
yes.
You're fucking third-party. You're welcome.
Sure.
Like that's that argument can be made. Are you something else also? Maybe. Yes. Do you have kind of this soft wall around some of your IP? Sure you do. But like it's different when it comes to Xbox because PlayStation isn't going to look at you, and I don't think PlayStation has ever made the statement or tried to defend the fact that they put stuff on other places. They're just like, yeah, it's going there. Cool. And like that's
Sony don't say you don't need a PlayStation.
that is the big difference. Sony isn't, even when they did the PlayStation Portal cloud streaming with the premium
You needed
access.
the PS5. Yeah.
Yeah, you needed the PS5, but there's a way to get it now without having a PS5. You can get a PS5-like experience without having to have a PlayStation 5. You get the Portal
Maybe
for
you can.
$200, and you need internet. Yeah, you get the Portal for $200.
No, I mean, like, we don't have that at all here. So that's what maybe you can.
Oh, yes, that's true. It is not for
'Cause we
everybody.
don't have cloud streaming.
But like, even in that, they're not doing this big, huge ad campaign saying no PlayStation required. Like, it's a feature. It's not the tagline of the fucking company. And so it's
Why was that even a tagline for Starfield? Like, that's what was ridiculous.
supposedly that was all Sarah Bond.
All Sarah's fault. All Sarah Bond.
It was all
She
Sarah
wasn't even there.
Bond's fault.
Of
She wasn't
course,
even
it was
there. It
Sarah
was all her
Bond's
fault.
fault. She wasn't there in whatever 2022 when that came out. So good job.
But you know what's hilarious is that there's so many layers to this friggin' thing where it's like not only are they glazing the hell out of these community, but the community, like everybody is just exposing themselves for being dumbasses for all these years and saying that
They just
now
say
that
what they want.
Tom Warren has deemed Sarah as the culprit of. Everybody was telling me it was the future when we were saying this is stupid. And they're like, no, everything's an Xbox. It's true. Like, that's an Xbox.
Trojan horse.
Even Dirty Tom himself used the Asus ROG Ally to stream Spider-Man and said he's playing Spider-Man on an Xbox. Dirty Tom. And then does a video, then does an article saying Sarah was behind this silly thing and nobody likes it and stuff like that. Meanwhile, he was glazing, saying, look, I'm playing PlayStation games on my Xbox, and he pulled out a ROG Ally and launched Steam. Like, they belong with each other in a hurricane of stupidness and horse shit. Because the community feeds into the executives feed into this community, and these people, I don't understand how many beatings can you take to realize that they are just mocking you. They think that you are a clown. They laugh at you. They think that you are silly. They think that they could just pull on your heartstrings. Like her AI bot tweeted to bring back the dashboard to the Xbox account. Like, this is really, I'm sitting here just so angry at how they're manipulating and how everybody's just falling for this. And it's like, dude, now it's a problem. You want exclusives back? Paris and all these other clowns were telling us how everybody's going to do day one exclusives. Now everybody's all like, she may hint at exclusives. And then you're pushing that throughout this community, making them feel that she's going to go change something. How the hell, when Satya is her boss, is she going to walk in there and say, Satya, we need to put games back on the console by itself? That guy is up there wearing a PlayStation shirt, wearing a pony mask, telling his investors how happy he is that Forza is selling on PlayStation. You're telling me that he's going to say, yeah, we're bringing games back to Xbox. They're like, Xbox has been in this shithole for fucking 4 years. What do you mean you're bringing them back to Xbox? He will fire Shamanada. She answers to him.
Back in the tube, like they're not going to have exclusives.
Do they think that she's independent? Yeah,
Yes,
you can't. How are you going?
do think
She
she's
reports to
independent.
Satya.
I know, but that's the thing. They think that Sarah Bond was behind the whole, like, you don't need an Xbox thing. But I'm like, she wasn't even there. Like,
And who does Sarah Bond report to?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Is they just repeat what they're told, not what's real.
And you want to know what else? Sarah Bond was president of Xbox. Does any one of these stupid assholes online say who's the next president of Xbox? They got Asha so far up their ass, they're not even asking that question. It's like, guys, where's the incumbent president of Xbox? If Xbox is going back to what it is, then where the fuck is the president of Xbox? That title is gone. Who's her incumbent? We got Phil's. Who is Sarah's replacement? Because there is no president of Xbox anymore. So who's the next person?
Is her title? Have we actually been told her title is head of Microsoft Gaming? Because I assume that's what.
Yes, she's CEO of Microsoft Gaming, but they use gaming and Xbox when they're talking to the fans. When they're talking to the community or Twitter, they talk. Say it's a head of CEO of Xbox. But when they talk about everybody else, the reality of it, her title. Her announcement is on the Microsoft blog. It's not on Xbox Wire. They did not welcome her. They have no goodbye from Phil on Xbox Wire. Like, this is some weird ass shit, and nobody is going, dude, this is weird. Instead, they're crawling up this Asha's ass, and she has no idea what's going on. So they're asking her all these questions. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And she's like, I don't know. Like, I guess, like, you know, maybe I'll look at the studio. She don't even know what the games are. She said in her thing to Ryan McCaffrey, she says, I just started this account to find out about this world. This world. Not to play some games, to find out about this world. That means she has no... go ask your parents how they would save Xbox and tell her what you would like them to do, and the parents will probably be like, that sounds good. I think maybe I'll do that. I don't know. And it's like, Mom, you can't do that. You can't play. No, that sounds great. Maybe I'll do it back. It's like, she has no clue.
A thought I've had this whole time since people have been like looking at her gamer tag and all that sort of shit, and they're claiming it's fake, in quotes. If that's fake, then it's just as easy for them to fake Phil's. So all this cred that Phil has, they can fake his just as easy as hers is fake, in quotes.
Yeah, dude, I have no clue what her responses have been. So freaking strange at all.
It has
like
to be
her
a bot, otherwise it's not.
Well, no, see, so she responded to Ryan McCaffrey. I think it's like she has a team of people or something, but she responded at 12:01, going, "It'll be silly. This is really my account," and then posted one picture. She has not responded to any more fans anymore. She only did that one picture that they announced it, and then she did that real weird ass tweet to Ryan McCaffrey. Double down that this is her account. She has not evolved her account to say that she's like, you know, a professional account. That Twitter account looks like it was made overnight. Like, it's really weird.
Sarah Bond one, how like they were like, oh, she hasn't made a statement, and then like the article from what's his face that blames her for everything, they're saying her team for LinkedIn didn't have the news read, so her team is what put stuff on social media. So how much of just Asha's is a team doing stuff, and they don't talk to each other, so they just answer whatever with whatever. Like, I don't know, it's all weird, and she shouldn't be talking to anyone on social media. She shouldn't be doing any of that.
Oh, exactly. She shouldn't have done any. She shouldn't have said one word. She would have said, if everybody's welcoming her, which again, I think that's some corny ass shit too. Like, this community welcoming. Like, who do you people think you are? You lost to the fucking. Oh man, you look at it and go off that. You lost to the Neo Playground over the holiday. And you are welcoming her like you are a rich ass. Like, I don't understand these people. Like, welcome to the community. Welcome. Like, who do you think you are? You're like 5th place Xbox. You act like she's getting the keys to the Golden Kingdom, dude. She's getting some trash ass 4th place console that's not selling for shit for the last 5 years. Welcome.
Come on,
dude. It's like welcome somebody to a garbage pail, saying, "Come live with me."
Did you welcome Yoshino when he changed positions?
No, I don't fuck who he changed. I'm like, no, I'm not welcoming anybody because who the fuck am I?
These people are fucking insane.
They are insane, dude. Dude, I just saw another post. They got everybody's signature on a wall saying "Welcome to the community."
I saw that as well. Like, what is going on?
What the hell is going on with you people? Who do you think you guys are? Nobody listened to you for a decade. Phil Spencer signed your ass, and you told him games, we have no games, and he did nothing for you, and you were not listened to at all. I just don't understand this cultist attitude. Like,
so
you're
weird.
welcoming him, and Paris welcoming him. Everybody, like, it's so cringe. It's like, dude, who are you? Make some fucking
Paris is a
games.
fucking-
Who is?
Paris is a joke. Like,
Because they're
him
all
going
getting
on-
their free shit, dude. That's the
Yeah.
thing. They want to make sure that they get tagged so that they know that, oh, send me the free games because I don't want to pay for Game Pass. That's what it is. But it's so friggin' annoying.
But Game Pass is such a good deal, right? That they'd want to pay for it.
They won't pay for it. No, send me the free shit. Like, so they're defending her. They're defending Bootleg Jez. They're defending, like, they are disturbed. I don't know what is going on, but it is really weird. Welcoming her to the thing. And what's crazy is this community is so incredible. They have nothing to say to Phil. There was no like, hey, Phil, when you'll come on my show, Phil, you want to do this? They're done with him. Now they're crawling up Asha's ass because they're afraid they're going to lose all the perks. Oh,
As
you
they
know
should.
what? Am I on?
Cut
They
'em all
should.
off.
I would cut them all off because Microsoft has only done more damage to themselves by feeding in to this social media parasocial shit that makes them get viral when they make stupid announcements and she's going to get it. I'm telling you, man, we're going to sit back and we're going to watch because she's going to have her Asha-ness because she is basically, she just made promises or people interpreted her promises that it's not going to happen. And then they're going to sit there and go, well, Satya told her no, but she wanted to do it. And it's just.
But Satya didn't tell Sarah no.
They're blaming this whole thing
I know. I don't
just
get
4
it.
games on Phil and Sarah. That's why they don't want to talk to Phil. And they're blaming Sarah. They think Phil sunsetted and he just did his thing, and Sarah is the fallout person for the whole thing. 4 games, everything.
I do want to say, like, about Phil specifically. I will bring up about Phil. He's looked like shit for like the last year and a half. I hope he's not sick.
I hope he's not sick
Like,
too.
yeah, I hope he's fine and can enjoy his retirement. Go on. You've done work for 40 fucking years. Go and enjoy it.
He
But yes,
did look a
he's
lot
like
better
shit
on
for
the
a long
floor,
time.
at least in those photos.
A little, yeah. But, like, he's looked like shit for a long time. So I hope he's okay because this kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But for his legacy,
just
why didn't nobody interview him? Why doesn't he have
know.
like a goodbye interview
I mean, here's the
from
deal.
him?
If he is sick or something like that, you kind of want to keep that under wraps. And in an interview, it'd be really hard to dodge the question of, hey, so why last week you were here hot and heavy and now all of a sudden you're leaving? Like, that.
I get that.
If
And
he's
I'm-
not-
I'm
if
just
he's
saying
not-
I
I
want to
don't
be
know.
I said I'm not saying he is sick or isn't. I'm just saying
Right.
I hope he isn't because I want to just make that very clear. That
I
hope
don't
he's
think
not
so.
sick
I think
and that's
nobody
why
will
he's
interview
leaving.
him.
Yeah.
It could very well be that. Like, biting the hand that feeds you, well, Phil ain't got no food left. He's done.
True.
And so, no reason to go by him. Who like, very scratch our back. Oh, we'll scratch yours. I mean, we saw creators flip and flop and do all of that stuff when the rooftop party stopped. So I mean, like, you have there's people out there who followed Phil, and there's people out there who are going to continue to follow the new girl that they just hired. One of the things that Rachie said in here was, where was it? What do you want us to do? We can't go to Microsoft headquarters and remove her. And what I said was just do exactly what
I
you...
don't think remove her.
Remove who?
Asha. And so, like...
No,
okay.
nobody wants her removed. I'm saying the way the whole thing went down, it's like, how, if this was a formal handoff, how did nobody, first off, interview Phil for the legacy? They loved him for all these years. They didn't interview him and give him a goodbye. Nobody in the media even cares. And they're welcoming Asha and asking her questions when she's just still learning about the world. I think they need to stop feeding into this community thing, and they got to just let her learn, and we'll see what her next announcement is. But people are going crazy right now, putting words in her mouth when she is saying the PR things to keep the fans alive, listen, it's a business. She needs to keep the fans happy because she needs all of them to migrate over to her next vision. And I don't think she's coming out and going to make the Xbox Series X2. I think it's going to come out. Everything's moving along. It's going to be a PC with an Xbox sticker on it, and she needs to rally the community. and move
I
them
don't
over
even-
to that.
How they're talking about how it's going to be like a dual boot, I think that's out the window. I think it's just a PC. And it's got their, like...
Unless it
cloud
has some
thing
sort
on
of
it.
backwards compatibility chip.
No,
That's the only thing
I don't think it's got
of.
that. I don't think it has that. I think it's just a PC. And
Well, they
it's
keep
the
saying
form
that
factor
it's
of a
something.
console. I think they're going to say that, but I think the reality is it's just like you
Play
can
anywhere.
stream your like
That's what
old
I think,
games.
yeah.
Like I don't
Yeah.
think it's anything crazy because I think they're not going to do anything too crazy.
Who's going
I
to
will
develop
say-
for that? Like, who will
I
develop for,
agree.
like...
I think they're just
a
going to make
chip?
games for Steam and they're going to forget about them. Like,
Well,
I got to bounce in a minute, so I'll just quickly
they-
say I
yeah, sure.
do think that Asha is the right person I would want. I think they need someone from the outside with new ideas. Whether she'll works out, I also will say I think this is far too late. Like, this had to happen in 2022 or something for this to actually matter.
That's
Like,
right.
They're far too gone now for any
They
new
are.
idea to help them.
They're
they're
losing
too-
devs, too.
Yeah, they can't put the toothpaste back in the tube for what they've done. They've fucked it all up already. Like, they're too far gone for anything to fix them, in quotes.
Not according
But-
to them believing into her, though.
Yeah.
The way
Yeah.
they're talking to her, it's like they're right back
Yeah.
in it. It's like, oh my
no.
God.
No, because now they have to ride this stupid thing of trying to be a first part, like a console manufacturer. That's why I think they can consoles. And it's just this weird PC thing that Asus or anyone does. HP, I don't fucking know. I think they just do that, and then it's like, yep, Xbox is just a sticker. Hell, just rebrand to Microsoft Gaming at this point. Get rid of the Xbox name entirely. Like, it's done. There's no box in the name anymore. So, but yes, I do think Asha is the right person for new ideas. It's too late, though. So, yes, but I have to bounce. So, I'll be back in a
Hey,
minute.
man, great talking with
See you
you.
when you come back.
Hey, man.
So, yes, y'all have covered quite a bit of the things that, a few of the talking points that I had. When we start discussing her role and what they are going to be trying to do, it's all just a shit ton of marketing speak right now because, like Jez said, that's all they can do. That's all they have. That's all they can do. She doesn't know anything. She's admitted, hey, one of the things I'll say is after the criticism, at least she admitted, hey, listen, you know what? I actually don't know this area that well. But what I do know is how to organize things, and hopefully I'll be able to bring some, like she calls them in here, talking about the strategic decisions that they're going to be like reviewing. Like, who knows? Maybe they need somebody who is less, quote unquote, for the people as Phil was to get in there and try to shake things up. I do also agree with what Josh said. Josh said? Hello, Moneypenny. I do agree with what Josh said that it's going to be super difficult, if almost impossible, to put all that toothpaste that's already happened back in the tube. Like, you're not going to stop and automatically, hey, guess what, guys? E-Day isn't actually going to PlayStation. We're just going to, all the money we put into doing the port of it, all that, it's just going to scrap and go sit on the showroom floor. Like, that's probably not going to happen. It's going to be a slow turn. I've called this a transition move. I think she's here for two years. I'd say 24 months.
Yeah, I know you said that earlier.
Is about, yeah, I said it on Jez's show on Monday. Well, shout out to Frogs, man. It was good. It was good talking with him.
Yeah, it was good.
That
It was good. I know, I'm glad he came on.
But like,
Oh, Rachie doesn't do Twitter. Yeah, you're right, Rachie. Don't go to Twitter.
only the
I'm
crazies
just
go
telling you,
there.
he says like opinion. He thinks the PlayStation guys are going super fixed. I'm going to tell you one thing. I do think that a lot of PlayStation guys are going against they don't want that once the exclusive thing. I think definitely that's like they don't want that to change. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you go look at her responses, which are very few, there are a billion. There are people sending them their gamer tag, showing that they are OG Xbox fans. Like they are really feeding into her and welcoming her like she's like coming back to town. It is really weird how all of a sudden they're just and I think they're doing it extra because of her not qualifications of the thing. So what they're trying to do is is, basically be extra welcoming to her because they know that she has no clue about gaming and they're going to try to coach her. You could even see some of the tweets and responses that they're giving her are telling her what she should do and who she should listen to and what she should, and even Larry Herb had to chime in, dude, like telling her what she needs to do with the community. Like, all these people are telling her what to do. She's the VP reporting to Satya. And nobody told Phil what to do. Everybody was like, Phil, you're doing great. But Asha, they're giving her the whole thing of don't do what Phil did. Give us exclusives, dude. It is really strange how they're just trying to, and I think because they're concerned that she is going to do some things to destroy the brand. And they're like, we need to show her how strong Xbox is in the community in order for her not to destroy us. That's what I think why they're going extra, because they want to show her that there's still an audience out there and do not shut us down, because that's what they're afraid of. So they're all welcoming, telling her what to do, telling her how to bring Xbox back. And then instead of her just saying, I'm learning and, I'll get back to you guys, thank you again for the welcomes, she's feeding into it because I'm sure, she was coached to say, hey, embrace them because we need them while we make this transition. I really don't think that she's coming in and she's going to say, I don't think she's going to make something drastic as pull Connect out of the box, but I really think we need to see what her first announcement's going to be, what it's going to be. And if you notice, I'm sorry, I went on the whole thing, Thrifty, I'm sorry. What I wanted to say to you was, if you look at what she's doing, when she's responding, she's saying, me and booty, me and booty, me and booty. She is using him as her gaming concierge.
Sure.
So she's not talking about me. If you look at all her responses, me and Matt, me and Matt, me and Matt. She keeps talking because he is basically gonna he's her gaming concierge. Her job is to make money out of the business and to implement AI and to implement use cases of AI and doing that. And what she does, her history is core AI, which are applications that utilize AI. So what she does, it makes agents to use AI to do things. So it's not like you need to write the prompts. You tell the agent, sit over here and just monitor this and respond, or sit here and do this and do that. It makes AI basically subliminal. It makes AI subliminal, automatic, something that you don't see. That's why she's not shoving prompt. No. She's going to create things that make you subtly use AI. And that's what they want to do. And then they'll slip in the monetization. I think one of her announcements is probably going to be some sort of that AI screen capture or things like that is going to be added to Game Pass Ultimate. And that's kind of the stuff that she's going to do, because Satya is getting criticized for not making money on AI. So she needs to find a way how we get these people, these gamers, to pay for AI, because they don't want it. But if I put it in their services where they're automatically paying for it, now we can say they're paying for AI, and you could go tell the investors. That's what they're doing. That's what her job is. Her job is to make money where they're losing money. And she's open to anything because she don't know. But Matt Booty is her thing. And if you go by the history of Booty, I don't know how he could coach her. It's like coaching Phil level job on what gaming means and what it is, and manage studios to put out quality games on time. That's Matt Booty's job now. That's what there is no, and I don't know who's going to launch hardware, who's going to make these big announcements. Is it her? Because she speaks like a TED Talk. I don't know if she could talk about launching hardware, a gaming system, like a game. I don't know. We'll see. But Matt Booty has the personality of apricot. So I don't know if he could do it either. But the AI has to work. Exactly.
I remember your Forrest Gump
AI
impression.
has to work. Nah, I was running.
I was running.
Matt Booty, what happened to the studio? I was running.
One of the things that you had mentioned was the overwhelming support that we are seeing from the community for her. And what's interesting is is we see this in other areas if you follow sports, right? Like, you will have a terrible few seasons. Coach will get fired mid-season, and let's use the Dallas Cowboys for example. Coach gets fired mid-season, and they bring in Jason Garrett, and you're like, wait, Jason Garrett's not a head coach. He doesn't have head coaching experience.
Mm-hmm.
He's an assistant coach at best, and he was a quarterback coach, so not even a full-on like assistant coach. Okay. All right. Well, hey, listen. We just came out of a really, really terrible time. He's coming in saying he's going to put his nose to the grindstone, and it's going to be about fight, and it's going to be about the team. And, oh, hey, I like fight. I like the team.
Mm-hmm.
This sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody gets hyped, and everybody gets around him, and everybody starts going and commentating and speaking and saying, and you have water cooler conversations. Man, they should do this. They should go out and sign Roy Williams. They should go out and sign this guy. They should trade up in the draft to get. And everything then becomes exciting again, because now you have somebody who is fresh. They don't really have the stains of being in the quote-unquote league for that long. They're not really that vested, and like, it's almost, there's a lot of similarities between what's happening here and what happens when a head coach gets fired and somebody else takes over their position, because the fan bases
Very
are
general, high
just
level, yeah.
just as fanatical.
They're in a frenzy. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
in a frenzy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're both excited.
Anybody. Yeah.
And it's
I know,
oh my
like,
goodness.
being a Giants fan, like, you know, like,
Oh,
but
yeah.
hardball has like a history. But imagine if you don't have hardball and you just had any, like, see, now I think we had enough is enough. But like, you're right. If your team is horrible, like the Browns or something like that, you know,
Yeah.
and they're just like, and then somebody new comes in and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna catch the ball, I'm gonna throw it here, I'm gonna do touchdown. Oh, well, yeah, you know, we haven't heard those words in a long time, and now she comes in saying that stuff, and everybody's like, whoa, what? You know, like, she didn't say no, exclusives are bad. She's like, no, yeah, I hear you, you know, and again, whatever that was her. Again, it's just the whole situation is you need to let her learn, because she doesn't know really what she's saying. She's trying to say the right things, which, again, I still don't understand this. I guess they just have this parasocial stuff like etched into their DNA, because they just feed into this frenzy for Thrifty. The thing is like, they can calm them down, going, I hear you, Xbox guys, like, you're there, like, hey, I'm here, I'm gonna, you know, do what I can do, I'm learning the situation, thank you again for welcoming me, and that's it. But instead, she's saying all these things, like, she's doing that what Phil did back in 2011, where he was like, I'm going to do this. I'm bringing Xbox back to what it was about the games and this stuff. And everybody rallied about Phil, and she's doing like Phil 2.0. The problem is that Phil at least had a whole history and clout that people rallied towards. She doesn't. So, like, I don't understand, how are you still rallying behind her when you should take a step back and going, you know, let's see what she does. Let her learn. Let us see what's going on. You know, let Booty teach her. But you got to think, she does not have heartstrings and ties to the whole gaming division. So,
Nope.
like, she could easily be like, you know, that's not going to make money. Yeah, let's can that stuff. It's like, you don't know what that's going to do to the community. She's like, I don't care. Like,
give
it's not
a
making
shit.
us money. I'm here to make money for Satya. Like, I'm here to make money for Satya. I don't care about the community in that sense. And you know, and that's the reality of it. Like, she doesn't have that vision. Like, I felt like, as much as we made fun of Phil, like, the thing is, the guy at least understood what the importance of, you know, what gaming meant to Xbox, even though he didn't put out great games. But again, like, you think that Phil wanted to do half the shit that he was doing? Like, Phil pivoted so many times, and none of it worked out. So, like, what makes you think that she's gonna like do something different? She reports directly to Satya. Satya appointed her. Phil at least hired Sarah Bond, that she at least would carry some of Phil's ideas and stuff and thoughts. Satya did not hire Sarah Bond with wanting to keep that Phil mentality around. He severed the entire head. He's like, Phil and your girl, you know, Sarah is gone. I'm appointing my girl. Get in here, Asha. Oh, yeah. Here she is. And it's like, whoa, who's she? Like, that's my plant. This is a Satya plant. And then you look at her chief of staff that she hired. That's her plant who was from her AI group. He's her chief of staff. So she didn't hire somebody from gaming. She hired her chief of staff is not somebody from Xbox, not Greenberg. She hired her friend from AI that she worked with. So she has now planted her person there, and she's going to rely on Matt Booty to explain the whole thing to her. And then once she evaluates, and I said this on Monday, this is all business as usual. That's what all this is. They're not going to want to ruffle the feathers. You saw all those people at headquarters. They don't want all those people to think that they're out of a job, because remember, they still have an Xbox team. They have Xbox employees that's still there, people that work for the Xbox gaming brand. She can't come in there going, well, yeah, we're forcing AI. She'll never say that. You know, you'll hear from a studio, but I'm sure she's going to go around asking how you're using AI. Does that with the entire company.
Yeah, and Raichi, go ahead, David. No, go ahead.
So that in of itself is the telling point about the whole part of it. Hand-picked from specific experience and backgrounds. And I know people run around on social media and say, oh, but bring someone from outside in so you can bring new skill sets and all the rest of it. You can wish that all you like. Mm-hmm. And yeah, the role of a CEO of an organization is around governance and dealing with the board and setting expectations at a strategic level. But you can't do that effectively if you don't know if the people underneath you are feeding you bullshit or not. Yep. You have to have an understanding about the business that you're in. If you've worked banking and finance and you go to run a construction company, you're going to get chewed up in 6 minutes. They will play you 6 ways from Saturday and throw you out like a busted old guitar. You need to know what you're doing. Likewise goes the other way. If you've worked construction companies, major construction projects most of your career, and then you try to go and work in high, cutthroat finance and in international banking and international financing, you'll get destroyed. Absolutely destroyed. You will not be able to keep up. So you need to understand what drives the industry that you are leading a major organization in. And if you've got a diverse organization like Microsoft is, and you're in charge of a particular part of it that's playing in a particular market, it gets even worse, because you've not got to only understand how you play in that industry, you've got to understand where your position is within the company. And Xbox, as much as the revenue it generates is the third or fourth largest revenue generator in terms of business lines, in terms of the volume of the revenue it generates and how much it costs to generate that, it's minnows down the bottom now. Still, even after buying ABK. It's not producing the margins the other ones do. You got someone with an AI background coming in to run a transitional period, and the first thing they do is get up there and say, the plan is the plan until the plan changes. Well, she's been there for 2 minutes. She hasn't had a chance to change the plan yet. But I guarantee it's the first thing they'll do. And there's no more president of Xbox. Well, it's no longer Xbox then, is it? Because it doesn't have a leader sitting in that role. If that role doesn't exist anymore, then what's the next logical step from that? Well, it's not going to be Xbox anymore, is it? They're going to collapse all of ZeniMax and ABK and all that. They'll collapse them all into one entity, Microsoft Gaming, and then they'll go and gut it like a fish that's been caught on a Saturday afternoon. And they will, as much as she says, oh, we're not going to produce all this AI slop. Well, they're not going to produce AI slop, but they're going to use it as the breeding ground for AI, because that is where they're pumping billions of dollars of investment into in their other parts of the business. Well, how do you showcase the power of AI to your business-to-business customers? Who's your customer that you're selling your AI to? What services you third party selling them through to? Well, you need to be able to showcase it. What's your customer base? And that's the question that a lot of people don't seem to be asking. It's like, why are they doing this? It's like, well, why not?
Exactly. Nobody's asking why.
They've got people in an organization who are already on the pathway of learning how to use the tools that they're building anyway. But who's gonna use these things when they're gonna buy them? So it's like AI is useful for a lot of different things, but you need to be able to use it well. And then you go, right, if it's to do with imagery or it's to do with using the tools that Microsoft are selling to other businesses, particularly in their Dynamics and 365 environments around business, what you need with the AI tools is to be able to produce it. What is it? It produces graphs, it produces reports, it produces outputs in terms of reporting. So you need people who can make it work, but you need it to look good. And you need coders that are capable of working with it. So then what do? You transition it from an old style gaming publisher and develop AI to be able to do all the work with the workforce you've got, because it's got to learn from something. And in 2 or 3 years' time, it's no longer doing what it was doing. It's now doing something totally different. And they've completely just taken Xbox and shifted it into a totally different business unit. And that's it. It sounds complicated, and it's probably a very high level and basic overview. But everything that Jez was talking about before, and they're putting all these things in place, still doesn't get an exit. Jim Ryan got a party, and people hated him. Still got nothing.
I know.
You look at, where's it, Greenberg? Has anyone heard from him in the last 12 months? Is the guy still alive?
Yeah, he just tweeted out like "Welcome Asha." Like they're all and a goodbye to Phil. Like they're all tweeting goodbye to Phil, but nobody. Phil is only speaking through Twitter. Like nobody did an official goodbye message or anything for him.
He'll be on an NDA. Thanks, Phil.
Yeah,
Piss off.
I think so, man.
And Sarah's gone. Like
Sarah, there's Ghost,
word.
man. She wasn't even at that thing. Like on the.
I thought that was crazy that she didn't even show up to like that. But I mean, it makes sense if she resigned and gone like that.
But you remember? I'm gonna blow some smoke up my own ass here. Remember the conversation that we had when the December numbers came out in January or early February, and I said, wait and see where PlayStation plays out, and then give you a guide.
Yeah.
Yep.
And PlayStation
said if it's all
came
down,
out,
if it's all down, then it's an issue. But it wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't. So that performance is not industry driven; it's business specific. This is the fallout. This is the fallout from it. Like,
yep.
It was bound to happen at some point. You can't have that many consecutive quarters of disaster financially, and then still and gut the joint and keep gutting the joint, and then expect to have something come out of it. And yeah, PlayStation rocked up with console units down, but still second or third best quarter of sales of units on record. At 8 million or whatever it was for the quarter, and Xbox did less than 1 million. Or something stupid like that. And then hardware's down again in major percentages from a low point in terms of revenue. The game sales revenue for Xbox was down more than was expected. And that's even with selling stuff on PlayStation, and PlayStation was selling stuff gangbusters. They've raising the price of Game Pass, and they still went backwards. No real growth there. At some point, the axe has to fall. And like we were talking about with Blue Point at the start, you carry it for a period of time, you give them a chance to change it, but if they run out of time and it doesn't change, axe has to fall. And what do you do with that many people and all that technology sitting there if they're not working on something productively? And the focus of the broader business, as I said before, Xbox is small part of the big pond. What do we got? Heaps of tech coders and heaps of programmers and heaps of UI, UX and all the rest of it. And we've got a massive investment in our AI. We need to be able to sell it. We need to be able to make it palatable, but we need to have interfaces for people to be able to use it. We need to package this thing up and make it look good. We need to make it be able to do all this stuff. Because having it as a landing page on a web browser is not all that attractive to anyone. But if you're going to integrate it into your entire business-to-business offering, you need to go and put some polish on that turd. So, why not? It's not the most glaring in your face solution. But when you look at who they've employed and what their pedigree is, what their experience is, you don't put completely inexperienced people into those roles in an established circumstance. If you're building it from scratch, different story. But as Jez was saying, Matt Booty's still there because he's got some level of understanding about gaming, and he still has a positive rapport with the broader community.
Well, he's
But-
also the glue for the studios, Faulkie. I think the whole
Yeah.
reason why is that you cannot have your production line feel like that there's no leader. So like
Well, he's-
Booty has to be there because the studios might think like, oh, they're shutting it
Yeah.
all down.
Well, that's the thing. He's like, I don't know the terminology. He's like the sergeant major of the troops.
He's the Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah, the lieutenant of the troops. He's the guy that they're all looking at, going, well, you're our immediate contact. What the fuck's going on here? Are we calling it quits? Are we shutting up camp and going home? Or what's going on? And he's there to just basically go, we've pulled all this middle level management out. You're all still talking direct to me, but I'm 2 steps up the chain now. We don't have a president. We don't have this head of this, and we don't have this head of that, and all this other stuff. That's all gone. You talk to me, and I'll tell you what's going on. So rally the troops to keep them positive, but there's going to be she says the plan is the plan until the plan changes. Stand back and watch out for the gutting that's about to happen. Because it will happen.
I know people not looking at it from that perspective. Like, what she mean by plan? They think plan changes like, oh, exclusives. It's like, no, plan changes like maybe they don't need all those studios.
They've got all these resources, and what's the roadmap? You know how everyone loves to talk about the Xbox roadmap, and they had the show when did they have the last show? Recently? It was more around the third-party engagement or indie engagement or something.
Well,
what are their first-party studios working on? They're working on. Have we heard anything from them since June? Most of the June showcase had nothing in first parties. And the only things that they've spoken about recently, I'm going to put the torch on them a bit here, and I will be corrected. I'm happy to be corrected. I'll put the blowtorch on them. They love to brag on about how they've got all this stuff in the works and all this stuff in the works. The only stuff that they're talking about that's left to show up is stuff that we've known about for years. Here's E-Day, Forza Horizon 6, and Fable. What else have they got? We've heard nothing about... This is the tail end of stuff they told us about 3 years ago. And they've got thousands of people more than Sony does, PlayStation does, working on God knows what, and pissing money up the wall. You see the bloodletting that's going on across the industry for the Western studios, and you think the PlayStation's doing it bad. Wait for the next one. They've had 3 cracks at gutting studios out of Xbox. The next round will be just as bad as the last one. They're only going to keep those that are going to get on board with the AI shift, because Microsoft is betting the house on that. They are absolutely betting the house on it.
So
Should have sold it. When instead of buying ABK, they should have sold Xbox out of Microsoft. That would have been the best thing for gamers everywhere. Someone like Savvy or someone like that to buy it and just be solely focused on it as a gaming venture, instead of it being stuck at the bottom of a tech giant.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for them to compete when you start thinking about, like within Microsoft, when you start thinking about the other things that they're going up against, the billions of dollars worth of industry that is tech. Like, I know about a teaspoon worth of like what goes on and how much that industry is actually worth. And I know that Microsoft Xbox division doesn't even come close to making that type of money. So there is that. And she needs to come in. She needs to put her head down, stay away from people. Don't talk to anybody. Shut up. The last guy talked too much and he's gone. Hush. Go. You said what you said. Let it be. I don't care what people say. You shouldn't either. You're the fucking CEO. Doesn't matter what people say. Move on. Keep your mouth shut. And then, after you've been there for a couple months, get your feet under you, figure out kind of the landscape, what's going on, go in and do what every freaking leadership change does. Find out where the fat is. Find out where the bad attitudes are. Get rid of them. Blah, blah, blah. Do all of that. And then come back and go, all right. I've been here now for 90 days. I've been super busy going to these studios, doing what I need to do, talking to these people, having a great time, getting to see progress on this stuff. Okay, these 2 studios are shutting down. Having a great time. Like, these two studios are going to be shutting down. These two studios are working on this game. Blah blah. Like there needs to be some sort of update, some sort of direction given because she is the leader, and I think that's something the leader should do is give that kind of direction. But she is not in a position currently to go around and offer any kind of direction or anything, just because of the speed the speed that this happened at did not afford her, or it doesn't sound like it afforded her the opportunity to actually get trained as Phil's replacement. It seems very forced. It seems very rushed. So she needs to take a minute, take a breather, get in there and figure out where she can make some improvements that aren't going to completely tip over the boat. Because we have talked before that it's really hard to make real quick, massive, sweeping changes in a company the size of Xbox, or even in a company the size of PlayStation. Super hard to make quick, abrupt, stop, pivot moves. Because there's a lot of moving pieces. There's a lot of stuff that has to be done. And so because of that, I think giving her some time, letting her get her feet under her, is the best thing to do. Now, will Xbox allow that? I hope. I hope that Microsoft
they
allows
haven't
it.
around.
I know.
They haven't done it yet. She's already said too much.
She really has. She's already talked too much. And the fact that they let somebody go into this cold, relatively cold, within the gaming arena, and start talking to these people, they could have put me out there, and it would have been just as bad. Like, it would have been...
That's what I said. If this was Thrifty, and if this was planned, like Phil said, he'd been working with them for months, how was this transition? You're telling me that Ryan McKay screwed them all by his leak email, and you're telling me Microsoft with AI 365 couldn't coordinate an official Phil Spencer announcement retirement blog post with his emails, or said, Phil, hey, don't send your emails out to your team today. Wait till Monday when we do the official post. They never even had an official post. That's the crazy thing. That where was the official announcement of Phil resigning? There was no announcement of it. It was her appointment on the Microsoft blog. There was no announcement of Phil retiring, like a goodbye Phil page or anything. So I don't even know who they were joking with. Like, how did they say, like, we've been planning this for months, and Phil didn't have a goodbye blog for them to post, and they got caught off guard? Okay, fine. You announce it earlier on Friday, but then on Monday, here comes the official blog, the green background, Phil Spencer picture, photo shoot, thank you, Xbox, goodbye, and then here's my incumbent. No, it's her picture on the Microsoft blog, and then a paragraph from Phil Spencer at the bottom of like, hey guys, bye. Not even a picture of him. And this is and it's on the blog. It's not on the Xbox thing. And you're right. If this was so coordinated, how the hell did they even let her go even speak to people, and make promises and make her statements about what she's gonna do with Xbox? It's like, oh my god, like, you should be like, I'm learning. I'll get back to everybody. Thank you for the welcome. Speak to you soon. I don't get it. It's not like there's anything changed. Like, Xbox been.
But if it was meant to be a quick, fast, and in a hurry shakeup, why would you even Satya, if it was some, like I said, quick, fast, and in a hurry, hey, he's going to be fired, you're going to come in, she should have had enough time to build up some sort of, okay, hey guys, I've looked at all the numbers, looked at all the data, tried to compile my best way forward. Here's kind of what we're thinking. Nothing is concrete right now. I'd love it to get in here, figure out where we can make some improvements, figure out where we can make some changes. Nothing is set in stone. We're going to try to see what we can do to make Xbox the brand that everybody deserves. Point blank, period. Shut the fuck up, sit the fuck down, go back home, have a latte, and enjoy your time. Like,
that's it.
You come out, you give the people a little bit, and then, because here's the deal. And the fact of the matter is they did do a wonderful job of building up that community bond. They really did. Like, and we see that because of how many people are unable to have a critical conversation about Xbox without losing their ever-loving fucking minds. It's ridiculous. But they built that, and they did a great job building that loyal, fanatical base.
Yeah, because they gave them free shit.
I don't give a shit how they did it. They built a
That's how they
loyal,
primarily did it.
fanatical base. And so at some level, if you're bringing somebody else in, it's almost like, hey, I know we've been dating for a little bit. You should know before it gets any more serious. If you come into this house, there's 2 kids that live here too. Like you got like there's a bit of baggage that comes with this. Like you're going to have this community that expects to hear from you. What am I going to say? Don't really know, but they expect to hear from you, and trust me, if you just say a few things to kind of rally them, they're going to be behind you, and it's going to be great. And like at some level, you can't just cut that cold turkey from the Xbox like fandom and their ecosystem. That is as big of a part of it as anything else within the Xbox ecosystem. You have so many people, and even on the PlayStation side, but like you have PlayStation ain't never had a rooftop party that I've ever heard of. I've never been invited to come out and play at this anything. None of that's ever happened. I've never gotten an email that, hey guys, we're invited.
I don't get invited to the betas.
Right. Like I don't even get invited to the betas. No shit. So like it's a little different. Is it different bad or different good? It's just different. And so for her to come out and not say anything, I don't think was an option. But for her to come out and say what she did, you did what you shouldn't do, and you gave them hope for gains. You needed to come out, needed to give them a stabilizing speech, and then just move on. And the fact that they didn't like have her do that, really, it just speaks to how fast all of this appears to be put together. And you know what? I'll be the first to say she might come in and have a business mind and be business focused and turn that ship around. Not necessarily, I don't know what that looks like or what that means, but she might make Xbox something of a name again, and not just synonymous with every time PlayStation does something bad, Xbox is going to do something worse. Like, go ahead.
If she's got a business mind, if she's got a genuine business mind and she rocks in there, she's going to make a name out of Xbox, but it ain't going to be positive for the gamers.
Explain.
Well, when you're performing that poorly and you've got a margin requirement from the corporate top CFO that you've got to hit this margin, I can't remember if it was your show, whose show I was talking about, based on their revenue, how much money they're allowed to spend to hit that margin, which is about half as much as what PlayStation is currently spending, and they've got a much lower margin requirement and a much bigger revenue base. Like we're talking about some pretty serious and very quick major impacts. I wouldn't I just sort of spitballing it top of mind, probably another 1/3 reduction in headcount. And possibly, as I said before, bring all 3 businesses in under one banner and not have 3 different tech support and 3 different HR and 3 different finance and all that sort of stuff. Streamline the shit out of it, and they're gonna have to rely on AI heavily to streamline a whole heap of shit. And when you consider that against the cost of what they're producing at the moment, that's where it becomes compelling from a dollars perspective and the longevity of the business, if you just want to keep it as a gaming business. So I don't disagree with what you're saying, but if she's got a really in-tune business mind, and it's from a economics business mind, that's what will likely happen. It comes from the other perspective of an engineering or an operational business mind, similar to what, trying to think about comparatives, like a Doug Bowser or Jim Ryan or someone like that, even Andrew House. They're an operational business mind. They're happy to burn profit margins and wear a whole heap of crap from a board report to better in the medium to long term based on what they think and what they perceive is in the margins. Otherwise, and that's what you're sort of describing. what I'm looking at is a Lin Tao or a Hiroki Totoki or someone of that ilk, where they are numbers based and everything is about the analytics, and they will just come in with a machete and go after it. And I really hope it's the former, not the latter. But if she's coming from a background where, again, experience is pretty big. Phil, up until recently, let's say the last 12 to 18 months, they just had whatever money they asked for was poured into that division. And the new person is coming from an area where same deal. They're just used to developing and having money poured into that division. When you got to operate in a really restrictive environment where you got to beg and borrow every dollar and you got to trade it off, that's an entirely different environment. So you either got to offset it or you got to create it from within, and that can be quite restrictive. And I have seen, not like witnessed from shareholders meetings and observed in financial reporting, but I've actually worked in businesses where the senior leadership at C-suite level has suddenly had to operate in a restricted financial environment, and they just can't figure out how to move. Like, they stall, they stutter, they become completely ineffective. As soon as management at that level starts to show falter, the whole thing just crumbles, because the culture and the attitude and the motivation everyone just goes, well, fucking what's the point? Leadership thinks there's no point, the whole thing's doomed, and it just permeates like crazy. So, and I agree with you and Jez. She should from that side should have been, hi, this is the new boss of Microsoft Gaming, new boss of Xbox and ZeniMax and ABK and all that. Here's a new top person of Microsoft Gaming. Bill's going, here's a new person. New person, what would you like to say? Hi, thanks, great to be here. I want to take some time to get to understand what's going on, where things are at, and I'll have more to say later. That's all she should have said.
Done.
That's
Yeah.
it. Done. That is all that had to be said.
And get off the stage. That's it.
That's it.
If you want to, make the funny taglines like, well, we got more to say. We're going to go dark, and we'll talk to you about it in future when we're ready to say something.
Yeah.
That's what all the publishers
It's
say.
not like they're trying to
That's
sell
all she just said.
consoles. It's not like they're going to sell anything. Like they're
Yeah.
cooked right now.
That's
Yeah.
it. And the disrespect, and I've been critical of Phil for a while, and I feel rightly so. When you're at that level, you've got certain things you have to do. But the people that have backed him and supported him and been reporting to him have fed him a whole heap of bullshit as it is, and they've pumped him up, pumped his ego up, and the minions of the supporter base have carried on like pork chops. And you highlighted a few of the reporters or the influencers or social media presences or dickheads, whatever you want to call them, earlier, that keep fluffing him up. How could you be so disrespectful to someone who was the savior of Xbox after the Kinect issue disaster? He was touted as Phil saved Xbox for the better part of a decade, and all of a sudden he's performed poorly, and he's like, they say, oh, retirement, blah blah blah. Like, no, he knew that Axe was coming based on the performances, and the blind man who spoke to Jesus could see that he wasn't going to turn that ship around. But that's where it landed. And to be exited that quickly, and let's not, again, Jim Ryan was not liked by a lot of people, but it was said, he's going in a few months' time. This is the changeover plan. And then we've got a plan beyond that. And we'll make the announcements when we make the announcements. And everyone's like, oh, he got fired. This is what happens when you're shown the door after that conversation when you're at that level. The changeover is almost immediate. And it's short-lived because the person that's coming in would have to exit where she was. But, like, there's no caretaker conversation or anything. This is a December conversation. This conversation happened in December, and he knew. And then it was gone, and it's done.
Well, he said he'd been planning it for months.
Yeah. Come and work. Oh, he's planning for months. He'd known it was coming for months because you could see it in the numbers.
And Faulkie, let me ask you a question. If somebody's planned for months for like benefits and everything like that, do they let them finish on the 23rd of the month, or do they let them finish it until the 1st of the new month?
Fuck no. No way.
I feel like they didn't let him stay till April.
let's not forget he's got
he's done.
Yeah, but he's got shares that are vesting and all the rest of that from his performance packages as a VP. But if you are not, again, he is a vice president that sits in those board meetings as well. So there's vested interests and conflicts of interest of him staying around. If he's not doing a handover and he's not going on gardening leave, which is basically go and sit at home, we'll pay you to stay there, don't talk to anyone, don't do anything, but don't go and work for anyone else. If he's not on gardening
PlayStation
leave,
did that with
And
shit, what's her name?
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
Yeah,
Continue.
Like,
but
and they announced it after the market closed on Friday.
Yeah.
The controlled leak.
Exactly, but that's the thing. You're not going to blow that much money up in smoke, and we're not talking about a couple of grand here. We're talking about millions of dollars.
Yeah,
he may or
1
may
week.
not receive around this point, but they have to tell the market immediately as soon as something's changed. If he's known for months and they'd planned for this for months, they didn't tell the market, that's an SEC violation.
oh,
He
you
can
think so?
say that all they like. They can carry on all they like. They need to be very careful because if they knew that the leader of a senior part of that business was exiting that business and they did not tell the market within the 48 or 72 hours that they're supposed to, they could get fined for this.
And Faulkie, and what did Jim Ryan do? I'm leaving in 3 months. What did Bowser do?
Yep.
I'm leaving. Like everybody of
3
these
months.
high levels gave people a timing. Resi Fils-Aimé, I'm going to be retiring at the end of the year. When we're retiring, these high level guys you don't just hear from them like what Phil did. They don't do that. They actually have a
They had the
resignation
news thing-
time.
The news came out, in June last year, that it's like, oh, he's not leaving anytime soon. So what happened in 6 months?
Well, that was a bootleg article. And what's crazy about it is that Ryan McCaffrey is the one who spilled the beans, the whistleblower. IGN, a great inside for like all these bankers and all this other stuff. IGN got the scoop, but these investors didn't. Like, come on. IGN gets the leak from the emails, and IGN over like Wall Street. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like
Microsoft claimed that they were going to say something on Monday, but like, what's the reality in that? Like, they're just going to say, "Yeah, he's out today."
But Monday was his last. That would have looked worse.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that appears way worse. Like, to just be like, "Yeah, we weren't going to say anything until Monday, but we said something because IGN were going to do something."
That looks
Like,
like
that
an
looks
immediate firing.
Well, that's what I was saying before. The December quarter information, they would have known how bad it was then and there because they would have had live access to it. The January get back from leave, everyone shows up back at the end of January. They have the conversations prior to the market disclosures in February. The February numbers in February, we found out about it, and we all sat around and went, "Shit, how much longer can this go on for? Someone's head's going to roll here." Pop 3 weeks later, 2 weeks later, isn't it? 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah, but it's 3. It's I think
3
2
weeks.
from the Dev Direct, which is weird as well.
Dev Direct, so that now it's the Dev Direct's done, bang, bang, done, finished, gone. And as I said, there's rules and conditions around someone at that senior level having to go. And the writing might have been on the wall and the conversations were happening behind the scene and they'd need time to get the person to come in and do the changeovers. But when you're offering the money that Microsoft can offer for someone to come in at that level, they say, "Here, I want you to come and work for us." How else are they going to do? So...
Do you think Asha's there for long? Because I think she's only there for like 2 or 3 years.
I got 2 years.
I think it depends on which direction that they're going. If they're going to gut and restructure, it's 3, because you'll need at least 6 to 12 months to understand what a restructure is going to look like, and then 18 months to
That's what I
deliver it.
assume
And
is
then,
happening.
but if they go transition like Blackley saying, was it Blackley that said it? If they're going to sunset Xbox and
Yeah, that was
transition
Blackley,
into
yeah,
AI
Blackley.
support, if they're going to do that method, and that's plausible, then you'll see the cuts will happen much faster than if they're going to keep it trying to survive as a gaming business. They'll offload a heap of stuff. There's stuff there that they can actually sell, and I imagine that might be a targeted approach.
Do you think
but
they're
that
selling
one,
the IP or just the studios?
both. Because what's the point
That's
of owning
sad.
IP if you're not going to do anything with it? So licensing it out, again, licensing
'cause I
for
would've
the
said
hardware, the
license it.
software and all that's got value, but you need someone to run it. So it might get trimmed
Yeah.
back to a publisher with maybe 2 or 3 internal studios and something like XDev to manage second and third party arrangements. But we're talking about 1,000 people max. They've got 20,000 there
I was
at
going
the
to say they have
moment.
20, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah, so you're going to take the best that you can over the AI, split this thing off and keep Microsoft Gaming as a minnow down the bottom again, dump a whole heap of other things out. ABK might actually get carved off and sold out again if they could find a buyer for it, because that's costing them more than it's worth. But again, as I was saying before, if they're transiting that way, that's 3 to 5 years. That's not 2 years for a restructure. That is a complete business line change, and that'll take time.
So, if they carve out ABK, like, what would be the point in buying them, 3 years ago? If they're doing that,
Well,
they're carving them out and getting rid of them in 8 years.
The point of buying them 3 years ago was, we're struggling, we need to be relevant, and we need something that can generate cash for us on a regular basis, because we're flailing behind badly. We bought ZeniMax to try and boost it up and didn't go anywhere. So we'll buy ABK because there's all this free money that's going to come in, and we can integrate it, and we can on-sell a whole heap of Microsoft stuff into it, the mobile and the PC and all the rest of it. And it just hasn't worked out to the level they wanted it to, because whoever sold that up the chain, obviously thought things were going to be really good and continue on 2020, 2021 level, when they were always going to come crashing back down to 2017, 2018 level because of where the cycle was. And
If
they just
only do a
never
couple of
executed
games, I
it properly.
could see them hold on to Call of Duty. Like, that's one of the ones I'm like, they were going to hold on to that.
But if they did hold on to Call of Duty, they're going to have to do something substantial with it, because it got yes, it's a powerhouse still, but it got absolutely pantsed by Battlefield 6.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
do you
that
think
gap
that's another
3 years
reason
ago, there was a
why
gap.
these
it
financial
has to be.
wasn't just like Xbox was down, but was because that Call of Duty didn't perform and they spent all that money on it? They had to be like egg on their face after the last year.
Amy
the
called them
holiday.
out. That's never happened. That was crazy.
Yeah,
that Amy called them
directly.
out directly.
Said that this was
What was
because
that,
of our
sorry?
gaming division. Like,
Yeah,
shit.
for personal compute, Amy Hood called them out. As
Yeah.
Xbox was the problem that personal compute was down. Like, that's never happened.
Yeah.
Oh, she's got the shits on big time with them.
Oh, I bet.
Big time. I know people dismiss me for this, and I will have this conversation with any other highly qualified accountant or finance person who knows what they're talking about. Not old Joe's a couch potato who thinks they know what they're talking about. But I know I've had this conversation with others that know what they're talking about. They spent $70 billion to buy it. It is not generating the cash returns that it needs to. Amy has put the screws on them and said, you've got to get this to perform to this level, because the next step is they will have to do a write-down on the goodwill of that purchase. You saw PlayStation do a write-down specifically on Destiny 2 because Bungie didn't perform in terms of the cash they've paid for it. Let's not forget, PlayStation didn't pay all the money that original deal had in it. They carved those guys off at halfway. And they didn't pay the last half of those bonuses. And they still
If they
took
do
a
a
huge
write-down,
write-down on
like,
it.
whose head rolls for that? Because I'd guess Sacha.
No, well, it depending on the size of the write-down, but if they have to take a 20% write-down, or 20% of a $60 billion, $50 billion of goodwill, that's $10 billion, straight off the bottom line. That will have an impact on the share price, and if it shifts to sizable enough, Sacha might be in trouble. I don't think he would go a 10% movement, but if it was more than that, the $10 billion movement, if they had to take a 15 or $20 billion write-down to goodwill from that purchase, that'll have a massive impact on that on the share price and the performance of it and their bottom line, because you have to write that straight into the P&L. That will definitely rattle some cages at Sacha and Amy and others at their level. But a $10 billion write-down, if they had to do that, that is definitely head of Xbox, gone. CFO of Xbox, gone. Like, there's the people that are out the door right now are some of the people who would go.
I was going to say, like, since Phil left and Sarah left, like, who's left that like a write-down would really affect in any meaningful way?
What's was CFO at Xbox? Not Tim Smith, is it?
Tim Stewart heads over
but he
ZeniMax.
moved. Yeah, he's over
moved to
ZeniMax now.
ZeniMax.
He moved.
Yeah, he got out in a hurry, didn't he?
Well, well, Satya has been positioning them. He put his finance and AI people in head of the gaming stuff. So like, Booty was over ZeniMax, and then he put Tim Stewart over there. That's the finance guy, and now he runs the business of ZeniMax.
Because
now
I
he
thought
got
Tim
Asha.
Stewart would be in trouble, but like he's somewhere else now. So like who what just comes down on Joe Blow, like some rando who's been there for 20 minutes.
This is where shuffling the deck chairs on the Titanic becomes really important in the timing. If it happened under somebody else's watch, and you're only just new to the gig, you can go, "Hey, it's not my fault. I'm trying to fix this. It's predecessor's problem." But that only lasts for about 6 months. And then after that, it does become your problem because you should have done something about it.
Okay.
But if you were in the seat and then you shifted to somewhere else, that doesn't absolve you of the issue because it was your responsibility and your name against it when you sold it.
Dude, look what Asha inherited.
Yeah. So
look what she inherited, man.
But you look at their bottom line and you look at their cash on hand and how their cash flow is working at the moment. And even just looking at the share price for Microsoft at the moment, it's down under 400 US. Now it was up at 550 a couple of months ago. They're on a slide.
A lot of it's been from a month, and people say it's from the AI, but I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, it's on a slide. Talking investing stuff.
Everybody's leapfrogging them.
Top 7 tech companies are all on a slide because people are trying to saying, well, I'm going to cash in while it's good and I'm going to move on and all the rest of it. And the amount of capital investment is insane. So obviously, when there's capital investment but there's no generation out of it, you're not going to get the earnings really quickly. Yeah. It's sort of medium and long. I mean, if you're smart enough to work the market, then there's opportunities there. But you're not talking like turn around in 3 to 6 weeks. You're talking about having to put in put option securities and a whole heap of other mechanisms to make sure that the medium to long-term gains will be there. But you're not going to get any major dividends being paid out in the short term either. So it's kind of like, do I sit or do I piss or get off the pot, basically? A lot of people are getting off the pot. But the problem that they've got now is, well, if we take this write down, if that's what happens, and we take this massive write down, it hits our bottom line. There's no way out of that. And if you're taking a write down across the whole gaming division, because they're not generating the cash flows out of all those acquisitions that they did, shutting down a couple of studios here and there can help alleviate in the short-term pressure. But if it just can't generate the money, then you got to take the write down. 10, 12, $15 billion of goodwill write down is going to make a big dent in their bottom line. And that, heads will roll. And some heads may have already rolled for it. They might seriously be doing those impairment tests now in preparation for their June accounts. It's about the time you'd start doing it. I'm just speculating, completely speculating, because I'm not involved in their program. But yeah, you'd be doing your pre-impairment testing now in preparation for March, April interim auditing, which checks all that stuff. And if not looking good, because it'll be based off cash flow from the last couple of years, not just the cash flow from the last couple of weeks.
So do you think that we'll see studios shut before the June reporting?
I would not be surprised, but again, the bloodletting that should have happened after the ABK acquisition and integration,
that didn't happen.
Should have happened in the back end. IT and tech support, HR, payroll, finance, all that sort of stuff. That's the obvious place to do it because they haven't done that yet. They've shut studios instead of getting rid of the support people. But if you haven't got the studios needing that support stuff, what are they actually doing?
What's the point of them? Yeah.
So,
because I was going to say, how much of that staff would it be? Is that thousands of people? Because they have 20,000. That sounds like it's lots.
At least I would have thought at least 2,000 back of office staff out of gaming alone. And that's shitty to say, but that's the reality of it. And it should have happened 18 months ago.
Yeah, we've been waiting for a big one for a while from them. But
they chose to shut studios and cancel games and offload contractors to replace them with cheaper contractors.
I think they're going to carry them on a little longer because I can't do with this regime. I don't think that she could come in over the next couple of months and start shutting down studios. It's going to have to be with some time because that will cause a lot of...
I think if anyone can, she can.
She can, but I think it would hurt the morale of the production. Like
Probably,
I don't know because it won't give her a good. Nobody would listen to her and don't think that she's the executioner. She's gonna have to manipulate them.
They haven't recovered from 343 getting gutted and Turn 10 being shut.
No, yeah. So, but I'm telling you, like, if I was in her position, I would have. She has to. She's the. That's what I've been calling the Shamanator. She's gonna infiltrate for some time, and slowly assess everything, and then the hammers are gonna start coming down. Probably, I would think by the end of the year, like that time, but not now. It's too soon.
6 months to observe, 6 months to understand and formulate, and then at the end of 12 months, you lay out your plan for your restructure and your change ups and what it's going to look like.
I would say like by the end of this year, I think that she would have a list of who she's gonna like, what was gonna start moving.
But if they need to go quick on, because offloading people gives you a cash saving immediately rather than down the track. If they had to offload, the obvious place to do it is in the back of house, because that can be quickly. The workload can be quickly backfilled with AI assistance. I'm not saying it's great, but it can be. You can offset a lot of that stuff, and then you're streamlining, and you get a cash generation, like a cost reduction kick immediately.
Because I would think that's what she would want to do after them being down and being blamed, like in January.
Well, it's a bit of a. It's a bit of a tough one, because the second that you want to offload back of house staff, it reverberates through the organisation much more than shutting a studio does. So,
would that be why
I hate to be a pain, but I got to head off. I got to go. Sorry.
Fair enough.
Uh-oh.
All good.
No, man. Hey, you have a good night, dude. We are actually about to close down shop anyways, so you have a good night, man.
Great to chat.
Thanks for coming on.
Always fun.
No, absolutely happy to chat with you, lovely gentlemen. Keep safe, enjoy, stay out of the cold weather if you're in that part of the world, and look forward to chatting to you soon.
Sounds good, man.
Absolutely, man. We'll definitely have you back on. Really appreciate it for you to come on tonight, and have fun saving the world.
Will do. Thank you. See you.
So there's so many things that we can speculate and talk about and be a part of when it comes to this, and it was shocking to say the least that happened, not because of the fact it happened, because everybody has been saying, hey, their jobs are in jeopardy. How the heck does Phil have a job? He's the only person I know that's fallen upward that many times.
No,
and
Booty fell upward pretty hard.
A lot.
Jesus.
A lot. And so, like, it makes sense why it happened. It just kind of came out of nowhere. So a lot of stuff to speculate on, a lot of stuff to talk about.
It was more the, like, it's happening Monday.
Yeah.
Because I was like, yeah, he'll retire, and it's going to be he retires in September. Or I even thought he'd make it to November. And they'd be like, this 25th anniversary, Phil said he's going to go after that.
What a showcase, yeah.
Yeah. But
because normally Phil will be doing showcase now, is what he always says, is he starts super early. So...
And we will keep following it here. There is
Will there be? Do you think there is going to be a showcase this year?
I think there should be. I think September, October. No, not that late.
Well, they do it in June.
No, June.
Yeah, it'd be June. Yeah.
They always do it in June. No, they got to.
Yeah,
they have to do if they're playing this game the way I see them playing it, they're still gonna have to leave those they're still gonna put those carrots out there for everybody. Like they gotta do like that showcase. Yeah, because they gotta migrate this community has to get migrated.
Yeah,
that's what they want to do. They gotta migrate them.
Yeah, and if they can successfully do that, then more power to them.
I don't know how much they plan on migrating.
Yeah, I don't see how well that's going to work.
With 30 million, there's 20 million. I have no clue.
I think that's not even 30 million.
And there's so many rumors going around right now. There's rumors that they're going to be taking WoW and putting it into Game Pass. There's rumors they're not.
Okay. That is never going to happen. I hate that Jez put that out there.
I do
that
too.
Is absolutely absurd.
I speculated a while back when they combined Core into Game Pass. I was like, guys,
Yeah.
the only other step that they can do is combining WoW, and I got told by everybody, no, that's not going to happen.
No.
And like, no, and every point
Okay.
y'all made was right.
Here's the point: is because WoW is like half of Game Pass, and it's only on PC. So putting that in Game Pass, unless it is like Ultimate PC Game Pass, is absolutely pointless. Because you can everyone who would have WoW could have Game Pass, and that's double dipping. Like, it's ridiculous that I honestly believe the only reason Jez says that is he wants it, and I know he wants it because he plays fucking WoW. Like, he doesn't want to pay for WoW.
Yeah.
So he wants to get it for free. That's
Yes,
funny.
You gotta watch because he's not a reporter; he's a blogger.
No.
So like
Yeah.
a lot of his shit is speculation of what he
Yeah.
wants, and when he gets
flows
called
between
out on it,
speculation and what he's being told, and it's so
exactly,
nonsense.
it is because he does that all the time. That's what he does. Like when somebody's like, "You said this on your podcast," and he's like,
It's like,
"You're
oh, I was speculating. It's like, I didn't say it was going to happen. It's like, well, you actually did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you actually did. And
what's
no, I
crazy
mean,
it's one person. That's how weak this
Yeah.
whole thing is. Is that one clown
Yeah.
is carrying the news for this entire company,
He has
and
to
they
be
fired
a
his whole
fucking
department
plant.
anyway.
Yeah. And
Dude,
I'm
they
sure
fired
that's
his whole
because
department.
people hold him as like he is an insider, but I'm like, he has to be a mouthpiece because the amount of bullshit he speaks, he has to be told exactly what to say. That's how he got a fucking interview with what's her name, Asha.
With
That's how
Asha
he got-
and Booty, he got an interview
that's
with
how
them.
He got the interview
With some
like,
generous
the day
questions.
of, absolute bullshit. And he like the other day, like there was 0 from Windows Central, probably because he knew about it because he had it booked in for Monday. Like, absolutely, he's a mouthpiece for Microsoft. That's all he fucking is. There's no doubt in my mind.
That's the only reason why he's the only one there. And then you see these people like now you see what's going on is that they called out Jez like and they even said that on the gaming show. What is it with Greg Miller and stuff?
Yeah,
they
kind
basically
of funny.
just
Blessing called him the hell out. Yeah, and I don't side
Yo.
with Blessing often, but he fucking nailed it.
Oh yeah, well he just said exactly what he said. Like he's a mouthpiece. Like Windows Central's the only one that carried the news. Nobody else could talk to him.
Yeah, and there was no way that he wasn't going to ask easy questions to them. Absolutely zero chance of that. Was
And there's
gonna
no
happen.
way
He would
that
be
they were
asking
going to let
questions or
him
follow-ups.
even ask questions. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
And I'm
please.
sure, like PlayStation, they get asked the questions ahead of time. They say, yeah, these questions they will answer. They're not going to answer. Like, I get that.
Yeah, well,
That's
she didn't even
fine.
answer them from detail. Like
Yeah.
she had generic answers.
Yeah.
Booty too. Like and Booty, it's like, how do you get to speak, man? Phil kept you under wraps. You didn't get. What do you mean? What are you talking
He
about?
has got to make a killer cup of coffee.
He's got, dude. He upgraded the espressos.
Yeah. Like,
Booty
the
Ressos.
only way is that he was like, the board were like doing a meeting or something. He's like handing them all out to all their coffee. That's the only way
Like,
that he's still
yeah,
like,
I like how he's oh man, it's just I don't understand what they think they're doing. I really think it's just ultimate just disrespect, and they really do not care. You know,
No, they
because
don't
Phil
care.
kind of got that impression when he was leaving. Like a lot of the things you're not gonna like what I gotta say, and we are not doing that. We are not. Like he just got so annoyed with the Xbox faithful that he's just like, we're
Yeah.
not doing that. Like this is not what we're doing. You're not gonna like what I gotta say, and it's like, and then she's coming in here like, oh yeah, Phil, that was all just a ruse. Like no, I'm gonna change it, and it's like, no, you're not. You don't even know what to change. You know, like you said that in that analogy, like you get somebody to show up and be like, like how are you going to change stuff? They're like, oh, I'll move this here, move that there. It's like, no, you're not allowed. Like you'll have a construction, like a person at a bank work at construction, like, oh yeah, let's move that to there. I mean, I'll do that, and it's like, no, you can't do that. That don't physically go over there because that will come crashing down. You can't move that pole over there. Oh yeah, maybe I'll
that's
do
a
that.
load-bearing wall.
Yeah, it's a
That's
load
a
bearing. What's
load-bearing
that?
wall.
Load-bearing wall. It's a wall. Just move that wall. Get that wall away and put this floor down. It's like, no, you can't do that. And it's just like, why? Physics. Physics, bitch. And it's like, oh, okay. Well, that's the mean. And then like Jez is walking in our first day at the construction site. It's like, so what will you do here? Well, I'm gonna move that. Maybe I don't know. I'm gonna move this wall. I'm gonna put this here. I'm gonna put a sink over here. It's like, no, there's no water. Like, you know what I mean? Like you don't know what you're talking about. Like And that's the way she answered, was like, oh, I'm just going to make Xbox great. And it's like, well, wait a second. Wasn't that Phil's job? Wasn't that Sarah's job to make Xbox everywhere and Xbox great? Like, what are you doing differently?
She said bring Xbox back. To me, that just reads like Microsoft think they're fucked up. But I'm like, why haven't you done anything till now?
Then why would you put her there?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think her being there isn't too terrible. Because I think they did need someone who isn't trained by Phil. Because
but did you see the
exactly
spin,
what Phil
though?
would do.
They're thinking that they're putting her in there to bring back Xbox.
Yes,
and it's like,
that's not going to happen.
Why would you do that?
As I said earlier, they're too far gone for her to bring back Xbox or whatever the hell that means. But
well, that's the problem. We don't know what that means.
They need new ideas. And I think they need... okay, the other thing I have been thinking about, is this the time to pull Day One from Game Pass? Because we thought Call of Duty was the time.
Not today.
I think this has to be the time where you pull Day One from Game Pass. There's never going to be another time to do this.
The community's not going to like that.
No, the community will hate that, but I think that's the best... if they're looking at business decisions, that's the business decision to do.
And it's something that she can do. Like, she could just say the Game Pass. But that breaks their whole model, though.
It does. But then I'm like, then you'll see... Maybe they'll have to make it up somehow in that, like... fixing Game Pass, essentially. Maybe it'll lower the price again and more people will join. I really don't know. But, like, I think that's something that can happen. That will hopefully, bring back sales to them, which they're missing out on. Like, that is the thing that I think could happen.
If they take the games the problem is if they take their games out of Game Pass and they have these games, they're gonna lose any kind of like support they already have from other people putting games in Game Pass. Like, everybody will abandon it then.
I'm not saying you can't put games in Game. I'm saying make it more like PlayStation Plus, where it's like our games will show up a year and a half. Obviously, you do not say how long it's going to be because that's a fucking mistake. Like, it's just they will come in there at some point, sort of like how they do with Core, and it's like 18 months, 2 years, or a year and a half, whatever the hell it is. They're going into Game Pass. But, like, Day One will not happen because they need sales. Like, that's... Maybe indies will put them in their Day One because they said they're going to do so many Day Ones, but, like, rip their first-party Day One out because I think that's the mistake. Is that's what's killed them, is that sales have just gone and nothing, you can't sell anything because they're like, we get it for free.
Yeah.
But those games don't even sell that much on Xbox to begin with, and they sell on other platforms.
I think they don't sell that much on Xbox because they've trained these people to not buy games because of Day One on Game Pass.
And they're not going to buy games even if it's out of Game Pass. I think
I don't know.
Talking about. I could see them taking maybe Call of Duty out of there.
Yeah.
You know, maybe she says Call of Duty is going to get out of.
That's the problem.
Let's take Call of Duty out of there. But again, I just. If she starts doing that stuff, I don't think that brings the only way that works is that if they get rid of Game Pass because the next console is just a PC and they get rid of PC Game Pass, they just do Ultimate.
I think they have to get rid of Ultimate. I think Ultimate dies. There's no way with it.
No, they increase the price of it because people are willing to pay for it. They'll just keep paying the price.
They have to. More than my point is because Ultimate is PC and console combined. Like, there is little use for console if you've got a PC. Like,
it's a transition.
Pointed out before, how do you sell, like, if they do this hybrid thing, which is why I think it's going to be mainly a PC, is like, because unless it's a PC, none of it makes any sense unless they kill Game Pass Ultimate and raise the price of Game Pass PC to like 25 instead of 18.
No, they kill the Game Pass PC and raise the price of Ultimate.
But that's saying, like, Ultimate is console. That's why I'm like, without a console,
but they
just merge it.
But what they're doing is that they need Ultimate because that's the bridge. They need the people who buy it on the console get it also for PC. So they need that combination in there, and it gives perceived value that it's in more places. Meanwhile, the console's dead. But it gives that perceived value.
The other thing that I have been thinking of since they changed Game Pass, and I haven't got to talk to you about this with you, Jez, yet, is that why is there no way to have Day One on console without having PC included, yet you can have PC Day One without console included?
Well, they're going to get rid of that. That's why. That's what the rumors are, is that they're going to get rid of that because PC Game Pass is the best value at $13 a month. Getting Day One Game Pass games and the stuff. Like, but they're going to get rid of that. They're done. Yeah. They're going to get rid of that. Like, I definitely think there's going to be some Game Pass changes. Like, I think you're right in that sense. Like, she's going to change some shit. I think that they're gonna be throwing more and more shit and increasing the price of it, and more shit that you don't want. And I think Bootleg is right. I throw like their Fortnite subscription. They're gonna throw a whole bunch of just like
I think they do everything but WoW, because WoW actually does well.
Goofy ass shit they're gonna throw in there, and people are like here's a month of free prints at Staples or some shit like that. Like, what the hell? I don't want that.
Get Adobe Acrobat free for a month.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. 10% off your DoorDash. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But remember, she's
Game and
Instacart,
grub.
dude.
True.
Maybe get 10% off Instacart. Like,
she's on the board at Home Depot. Maybe you'll get some. Like,
you got to think, like,
thing for Home Depot.
she is not a gamer, so she's gonna think, why don't we add value to it? Let's add value outside of gaming for them. So maybe they will put
That
random
could
ass
work.
shit. Maybe a year, maybe Netflix is included, or like they could do that, like how T-Mobile did it. I'm surprised Sarah Bond never thought about doing that.
Like Sony, if you have PlayStation Plus, their Sony Core app, which is pretty shit. You do have a selection of stuff on PS
movies. So I could see them. Yeah, it is shit movies.
It is
but I
shit,
could see them
though.
do that.
There's also a section people miss for Crunchyroll that you get for free as well.
Yeah,
Like we get I think it's 5 or 6 titles from Crunchyroll, which I think rotates in and out every month, which isn't too bad. But it's on top of your PS Plus, but people don't use it. So
we could actually keep going on this for quite some time, but we are going to go ahead and call it for tonight. We did not get to talk about Nacon and their problems. It's a really interesting story.
have
if you're
fun
in
with
the
that.
Discord.
Indie games.
Yeah, if you're in the Discord, you can go look at that. They're not just their own thing. They actually work with several other studios that are going to be impacted, like Spiders. I know a few of y'all have talked in the chat before about how much y'all like Spiders.
They did those RoboCop games.
The RoboCop games were done, published by them. They also did
the Styx games.
The Styx games, yeah.
Styx come out,
which the Styx is just now about to come out. It's not even their fault with what is happening directly, which is the shitty part. Like, Nacon didn't do anything wrong. So,
I know we aren't going to talk about this much, but I do want to say, how funny is it that we talked all about this indie takeover last week, and now indie publishers are falling to shit in a week, as we all said, that they're not going to take over because they're not funded properly.
Yep. They were being funded off of what sounds like the biggest house of cards and needing other companies to make their bills payments is essentially what it was.
Come on, Legendary Drops, make a video about this.
Yeah, like, it's that's funny. It's and so interesting story. I can cover it next week.
It's fascinating, and the same thing with the Amazon one as well.
Yeah, it's real crazy. When I was reading the stuff about Nacon, though, like, they got screwed because another company that they had a loan with defaulted on their loan and couldn't pay it.
Yeah,
and like they didn't have the solvency to be able to cover all the rest of their stuff. Plus that's not being there. So. And that, oh man. But hey, listen, maybe it's stuff like that I scratched my head when Sony got rid of their financial division.
They should have done that. They sure should have done that.
But maybe it's stuff like that. Like, you can't rely on people in this economy to pay the fucking bills. So
there was always a whole section of their financials that was like, not including a financial business, because it was that weird whole thing with it. Like, it was so strange having that financial section in Sony. Like,
anyways,
they got rid of it, and it was the right move.
It's been a great night. I've enjoyed it. As always, when we have 4 people on, I don't talk much, and I enjoy that. And so, really love getting to hear these guys' opinions, getting to hear the back and forth from them, the dovetailing, the rabbit holes, the chasing down the squirrels. It's been real nice tonight to just talk about the gaming industry. We haven't had a lot of nights over this year and out the ending of last year where it's been very news focused, and tonight was that. So yeah, really enjoyed it. Next week we'll probably be back to the same. Let's discuss games and stuff like that. But it was a really good night to get caught up on some of the big things that happened this week.
Industry news.
And yeah, industry news. I love talking about the industry. It's great.
So do I.
It's wild to see all the moving pieces, and I can't follow them for jack diddly.
Since we're talking about games, quickly, Resident Evil tomorrow. Can't fucking wait.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Resident Evil.
I did hear some stuff today that disheartened me a little bit about it. I heard some reviewers talking about some stuff, but I'm still super hyped for it.
I mean, everything I've seen is like 10, 10, 9, 9.5,
Well,
10.
More the point I have is like the statement they had take with salt is from like a reviewer who's super hardcore into Resident Evil, and he said that the advertising isn't quite what it seems. Like they've advertised it in a way that makes it seem not quite what the game is.
Well,
So
you'll be able to tell us all about that.
yeah, I'll be down on that
here in a
because
couple
I'm so
days.
excited for that game.
Jez,
Give me a day and a
I
half.
think there's. I think when I said we were heading out, everybody else left. But
Yeah.
where can folks find you?
The Gaming Grindhouse, Jez7780 on YouTube.
Heck yeah, you can also go check him out on X. His links are in the description. Josh, what about you, sir?
The Discord, because I do not use my X for anything worthwhile.
Yeah, I don't remember the
So
last
I'll
time
be
when
in the
you
Discord
posted
and
on
I'll
it.
be-
So yeah,
Exactly. I don't really. I posted some stuff. I called out Windows Central and had like a little GIF. I just more like.
that was
stirred
it.
the pot.
Also, guys, we'll be back before March 3rd, I believe.
Who's on next week?
The same people who are on first. I have not secured next week yet.
Okay.
The PlayStation Plus monthly games
Yeah.
are coming out. 2K25 Golf, Monster Hunter Rise, Elder Scrolls Online,
Hell
and
yeah.
Slime Rancher 2. This is.
I'm deep in Monster Hunter at the moment, so yes.
I will gladly download the golf game and play a couple rounds and then delete it and not
I'll
touch
join
it
you on the
again
links. Why
until
not?
I get another free golf game. But
We should organize a night to just do like a stream and do golf.
oh my
We'll
god,
just hit the links.
I used to play Links all the time on Xbox.
Yeah.
The original Link. Oh
Yep.
man.
Same.
that's crazy. But guys, we wouldn't be doing a show if it wasn't for the people who show up here every week in the chat and hang out with us, talk with us, give y'all's opinions,
Yeah,
y'all's
thanks for
thoughts.
coming.
Thank y'all for coming out. Thank y'all for being a part of this. D487, you were the lone gifter tonight. I appreciate it, man. And everybody else, have a wonderful night. Thank y'all so much again. Hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe if you haven't already. And